Good.
Hell yeah, dude.
Come on, man. Let me finish the intro. Let me get this thing rolling, okay? Before you start talking about it. Good evening, everyone, and to those of you who are, will be, or have been listening to this show, welcome to the 10th installation of Fictionology, the show where we pick a series and torture ourselves on the last few nights, procrastinate after we procrastinated for an entire month watching a 50-episode series, and jamming it all in, not sleeping, and just barely being able to wake up for work because you have a cough and you slept for like 2 hours and you generally hate your life, but hey, you get to at least talk about a cool series that you just watched because your friend recommended it to you. So tonight we're going to be talking about none other than what this show is named after, Space Battleship Yamato. And as the captain of the ship, I suppose I should go first and talk a little bit about my impressions of this show, and then I guess I'll turn the camera on because I gotta show off the Captain Okita profile picture because he's cool. He is the GOAT. Okay. You're also gonna have to pardon my cough because, like I told these guys backstage, I don't have Dayquil, so it's either drug myself and then drink all night, or drink all night and then drug myself and conk out somewhere in my room and not realize what I fucking did when I wake up in the next morning. Okay, so Space Battleship Yamato.
Dude, that intro, I have to say, was phenomenal.
The intro, yeah, dude, I'm happy with how that ended up turning out.
It turned out great.
If I had the time to like actually do these regularly, that would be pretty cool. But this being a once a month thing affords us to actually like sit down and watch a new series for each one and like actually get some new experience with it. So, impressions of Space Battleship Yamato. Sorry to, you know what? I'm all over the place tonight. How are you guys doing? Let's start with that.
I didn't know I was joining a therapy session, but hey, no, I'm just doing all right. Better than you are, man.
I am. So Crimson, you're running off 2 hours of sleep. I'm running off 3 hours of sleep. So I kind of feel you. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I literally, when we got this show, when this show was assigned, I was confused. I'm glad I ended up watching the right show. I had to confirm
it. About that.
I had to confirm it with you tonight, Crimson, because I was thinking to myself the whole time. I was like, "Am I supposed to be watching the old show?" And I'm glad that I didn't, because if I had, I would be in trouble. So yeah.
Well, the old shows, it doesn't have as much. There's more in the newer one.
They've also changed things. So I was actually looking through some of the character profiles versus like the old and the new. Yep. And Yuki Mori was a nurse in the old one, and in the new one, she is she's a radar tech. Yes.
Yeah, she's a radar tech now, and
she was a nurse in the old one. It's crazy.
Yeah, Yuki was.
Well, she's a nurse in the second season, so I mean, either way, you get Yuki Mori in a nurse outfit.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's also there's a whole arc where they're chilling on Ishkantar. Like there's like a couple episodes where they're vibing out, like chilling on Ishkantar in the original show. We don't get that in this one.
It's also funny because they, like in typical like old school dub fashion, they Americanize all of the names. So Susumu Kodai gets renamed to Derek Wildstar.
Yeah, but in Battleship Yamato though, he's still Kodai.
Mm-hmm. Well, because this was produced by Funimation in an era where it was where it became more popular to retain a lot of the old like Japanese names.
So the reason, like, for the chat, right? Because the chat doesn't know why we even chose this show. Crimson asked me, and all of us actually, like, what shows we wanted to do, and I threw this one out there because I grew up watching this with my dad. My dad grew up watching this, and that's the reason that I was like, "Yo, this show's amazing. We should watch it. I think you guys would enjoy it." And seemingly, it seems like most people have. We haven't gotten into that yet, but. My point being is he remembers Kodai as Kodai. You know what I mean? Like on my discs that I have, he's Kodai. which is weird. It's like I feel like there was 2 versions.
I think you're right.
You're probably right. There may, because a lot of stuff like in the old days, back before like Crunchyroll and Funimation, you would actually have fan dubs and fan subs doing a lot of the work for like localizing anime, especially like obscure stuff.
Yeah.
And this is one that actually, as far as I know, didn't catch on very well in the West.
No, it did not.
Because I legitimately I want to get a model of the Yamato for my collection.
So I was gonna say that, Crimson.
They're fucking impossible to find.
Dude, there's a Lego shop near me, and the owner is a massive fan of this show, and he found the right pieces to make one. And it's worth like $2,000.
Does he have would like he sell like the parts and instructions to make one of these?
Yes, he would.
Because I would honestly
I'll go there and ask him.
I would honestly consider
I want one too.
Buying that. I found one for
Kinda
like
same here,
$350 where you could like order the plans and like the bricks and stuff together, but the website wasn't actually like all that
All right.
respected.
I got an idea. Roman, we'll hit the comic book shop and talk to our guy there and see if he can find us one on the low end.
You know what? We should.
And if I can do that, Crimson, I'll send it to you.
I mean, I'll fucking pay for it, but
well, no, I mean, yeah, I get that. I'm saying like, if my comic book guy can get it, because he can get collectibles. He's looking for Lord of the Rings collectibles for me right now.
Well, I've gone to eBay and found a couple of resell like full on like official models from Bandai, but they're like $500.
Well, here's the thing: he has an in though, so he might be able to get it for cheaper. It's not too dissimilar how like I can get a cheap fish for like I can get a very expensive fish for cheaper for somebody.
Mm-hmm. Either way, when it comes to bring it back around to the actual anime in and of itself, when it comes to this series, it may not have caught on very well in the West, but it's still got a bit of a reputation regardless. And after watching it, I can genuinely see why. Like outside of maybe some animation critiques that I have, especially when it comes to a lot of the 3D modeling they use for ships, and how everything seems to be really, really fast and maneuverable in these giant ass ships as compared to like what I would figure something of that size would have.
But it's in space though, so they do space battles correctly, right? Because of the velocity. Right, so like these massive ships would be moving at that speed, like regardless.
No, I mean I'm talking about like taking turns that are pretty ridiculous in space because you have to the momentum of one of these giant ass ships, and that's a different debate. Either way, it's still a really, really good show. A lot of even in the remake, it very heavily conveys that like classic anime vibe with music, with character designs, with just the general theme and everything.
I love it.
If ever there was a quintessential example of a show that like completely just bullshits its techno babble all the way through, this is it. But I don't mind because it's an anime. I will suspend my disbelief. But like classic sort of space opera stuff in this one, very, very fun. And I wasn't as much of a fan of the beginning of season 2, but as things continued to roll, I liked it more and more. So this is one where in both seasons, I feel like it's not as good at the start, but the longer it runs, the more you like it.
I agree.
Would you guys say that like? Would you guys agree with my analysis that like I'm not saying that it's like a 1-to-1 like kind of adaptation, but that like possibly maybe this show is like kind of like not like an exact replica, but like if Star Trek were to have gotten an anime, this might have been the closest thing to it.
I was going to bring that up.
This is based like this is This is DS9.
No,
Or
it's Voyager.
Voyager. I'm sorry. This is Voyager.
Yeah.
I've never really been a huge fan of Star Trek, so I'm going to
Neither
defer
have
to
I.
you
That's
guys
why I
on
just
this
got
one.
that wrong.
Yeah.
But this show is, to me, honestly, dude, Star Trek never hooked me. This did, though. I love the idea of there's an alien race, and they're not even coming to invade. They're not even coming to attack us, like, physically. They're just launching meteors at us from another galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking nuts. That's a crazy tactic to fuck over your enemy.
That's a Heinlein tactic.
Quick correction: they have their base is on Pluto, so it's within
Oh,
our
I'm
solar
sorry.
system.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But still, they are using meteorites as kinetic energy missiles. So it's not all that far fetched. If you can somehow, like, even the use of lasers to propel the meteorites, that's actually a concept that people have talked about insofar as like using space in like space travel. There's this whole idea as far as like ships go, where you can have your ship, and if you're in orbit around or if you're near something with a massive like gravity well, like a black hole or a neutron star, if you fire the laser at the right angle around the star, it will actually catch in that object's gravity and come all the way back around and hit you. And the force delivered from that that gravity slingshot is enough to propel you to like 20% of the speed of light.
Yeah, it's awesome.
If you continue hitting yourself with that laser, it can charge you to relativistic speeds.
Well, and here's
so that's a very, very real thing: is using light radiation pressure to propel things in space. So that is one part where it seems wildly unrealistic, but there is a kernel of actual science to it that makes it very intriguing.
Well, that's my favorite part about this show is it is very scientific. They try to do, like, obviously, dude, it was made in the 80s. They did not have the knowledge that we have now about space or technology or anything, but they worked with what they had. This show was before, or I think right after Star Wars, if I'm not mistaken.
I think the original was in the 70s, so like
so the original would have been before Star Wars, I think. Star Wars was 77, so let me see. When did
74?
Let's say
74.
So this came out just before Star Wars.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Because my dad was telling me he used to run home from school to watch this show. Like, this was his favorite. This was his, like, Ben 10 growing up, or, like, regular show, or, like, I don't know, Muffler Tape's a little bit older than us.
Dude, Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
was
my
like God.
Show to rush home and watch. Dude, like, this, so Dessler, there's no way. I just want to talk about him for a second. There's no way that Dessler is not the inspiration for Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Has George Lucas ever
they
said
are very similar.
George Lucas didn't come up with them. Timothy Zahn came up with Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Okay.
The
Did Timothy Zahn ever say that he watched this show ever?
No, but it's not till the 90s. And tell me that this character is not a better version of Thrawn than we see in Ahsoka. This is literally a better version of Thrawn than we see in the Rebels show. Like, Dessler is the version of Thrawn from the Heir to the Empire books. Dangerous. Scary. Like an actual villain that you do feel threatened by. Even though he doesn't ever physically see Kodai until the end of season 2. Or halfway through season 2. Like,
I like how they build up
the unkillable cockroach. Sorry.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, we've been calling Asmongold the fucking cockroach lord. This dude should fucking take that throne.
Yeah, Dessler probably is. Like, but he's one of my
Dessler is Asmongold confirmed.
Dessler is like the type of villain. I want to say he's the one you love to hate, but I apply that to Sauron and I apply that to like Palpatine. Like, I hate them, but I love them Right, but Dessler, like, there's nuance to him, like a lot of nuance to that character.
So this is actually something I was thinking about all day today. Because like I said, I've been working on a Light Yagami script.
Yeah.
And in a sense, Dessler and Light Yagami are like kind of
they're pretty
opposed to each other.
Yeah.
No, they're actually like more opposed to each other than you would think. Dessler is the perfect example of the necessary evil once you've watched this whole story. Like he basically does all of this stuff for a reason, and if you haven't watched, I would encourage you to go actually check out the series.
Oh, he was in love with what was her name?
Starsha.
Iskandar.
Starsha. Yeah, from Ishkantar. Yeah, Starsha.
Well, even more than that, in season 2, it elaborates his reasoning for everything that he did in like the war and all of that stuff.
He's not a bad guy.
I wouldn't say he's not a bad guy. It's more like you're a bad guy, but you're not a bad guy.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
That's why I say he is the necessary evil. He was the one willing to basically sacrifice himself on the altar of history to be the guy who actually did the things that were necessary to save his people.
Yes.
Well, Light Yagami, on the other hand, was just a fucking piece of shit the whole way through.
Yeah.
And there was no good intention behind anything Light Yagami did.
So would you say that Dessler is closer to Eren Yeager?
Yes.
I was just going to bring that up, actually. In terms of not even more, I mean, maybe you could make the argument more like justified, like who is more justified, Dessler?
Well, the Gamilas are getting fucked. Like they're like okay, if you're from the position of the Gamilas, right? Your planet's dying. Your race is dying. You need to harvest shit from other planets. You have to.
Well, they didn't just need that. They either needed to find a way to save their planet or completely move their entire civilization off of it.
Correct.
Exactly. So it's like if you're in their position, humanity would not. Dude, we've done this to people on our own planet. Mm-hmm. Humanity would not even bat an eye.
Well, to not get too deep into this, because I do want to like sort of pass this around to everyone else to like give their impressions of the series. To finish up what I was saying about like this show, it's a really, like I said, really good space opera, and I think it's kind of up there with Star Wars in terms of like what it does.
Yeah,
its characters are great. The whole plot of it is fantastic. And like I don't know what the original is like, but the remake definitely has some fantastic fucking music as well. I also love like the high seas naval tactics in outer space. Like, that generally makes sense. It's just you're going from 2 dimensions to 3 dimensions.
Hard to starboard, like they'll be doing that. Like, dude, it's so good.
So honestly, this one, I wasn't even really going into it with a negative perception of it. I was just like completely neutral. Like I was going to like just give it a shot and see how it goes. I wasn't like excited or dreading it. I started it. I was like, okay, I can kind of get with this. And the longer it went on, the more I liked it. Like I said, I thought this is definitely one of those shows that is a bit of a slow burn. It takes a little while for it to really get to you. And then once it does, you're like, oh shit, this is good.
So do you guys get why I recommended it to you?
Yes. Yeah, this is definitely a good recommendation. And with that said, we'll go from me to Roman and then Muffler Tape, and then I will finish up with you, Rolo.
Sounds good.
So before I just had to say that like before Roland had recommended this show, I know this might sound blasphemous, but I had never heard of this show before. And so like I didn't know.
I was about to say most people haven't actually heard of it. Like I said, it didn't catch on very well in the West.
Yeah, so like I had nothing to like go on going into it, but kind of like to my earlier point, I was thinking to myself like if Star Trek were ever to have been an anime, it would have been this. Personally, when I think about an anime, I think about like a couple things. One is the intro catchy, and I like the intro, and like that all of the characters are like, well written, but kind of like I think because Roland, I know for this whole stream's going to glaze him, and like I don't blame him, but like y'all, I can't lie. What hooked me into this show was literally Dessler. That like he is such a marvelously written character,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. He's so
and
good,
s-
dude.
like not that the show would have been good without him, but he adds something to this show that like kind of like how I would like argue that like in like I'm trying to think, kind of like how like without Cell, Dragon Ball would not have been as good, at least like in my eyes. Like I'm not saying that Cell is as well written as Dessler, but there are certain characters that have that it factor. Kind of like how
Yeah.
like Orochimaru has that it factor.
I would
So
say Dessler is up there with Eisen for me. He's up there with Palpatine. He's up there with like the greatest villains.
my takeaway from this
Dessler is
show,
probably the most underrated villain of all time, in my opinion.
I was looking
Again,
for
I
a
would blame that
fun-
largely on the fact that this just didn't catch on.
Yeah, but you would agree, right? Like this is a great character that no one knows about.
I
Yeah.
so 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 just to like put a bow onto like my thought of it, I was going into this looking for a fun anime and I got it, but coming out it's a show that I'm going to rewatch every year just so that I can see Dessler and his whole arc because he's so fascinating.
Roman, can I
And
ask you a question?
mm,
In season 2, when oh my god, I can't believe I just had a brain fart and I forgot her name. Girl in the yellow. We just
Yuki?
talked about it.
Yukimori.
Yuki
Yeah.
Mori.
When Yuki quote unquote dies, did you guys tear up?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
There were a couple of times, so I was sitting there like, you better not fucking do this.
I was gonna say, bro, that show.
I think the worst one of all of them, though, has to be if you watch the English dub,
That's
the
what I
captain,
watched.
the captain, sure, but Chris Sabat's character in season 2, the cavalry captain,
Oh my god, dude.
Yes.
that one, dude,
That
like
was his
not
voice.
just
Yep.
like him finding out about
He's the homie. He's the best friend of the captain, right?
No. We're talking about the cavalry dude that they pick up on Planet 11.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, the
The
Yeah.
battle. Yeah.
So not only when he finds out the thing that like has happened to him, but also just the way he goes out, like all of that is just like
He goes out in a
now
mech
that's
suit.
that is like a fucking underrated character right there.
Doesn't he go out in the mech suit?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like literally
It's
mech
fucking
surfing
dope.
a fucking fighter jet. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
that's so sick, bro. That shit's so awesome.
I gotta look up his name now because
Dude, season 2, I just have to say real fast. When the clone of the guy, of the captain, like self-deletes. Oh my god, that shit's so good. When they blow up the ship, he blows up his own ship.
Oh wait.
Season 2, the green guy. The green clone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The one that was working with Dessler.
The
Right?
one that was getting treated like shit the entire time, and he ends up blowing up his own ship. He commits.
Yeah. Never mind.
He basically commits. He's a suicide bomb. He suicide bombs.
Also,
That scene.
just to like put a bow onto like my
like
whole
all
thing,
those.
dude. I just have to say, out of like all of the anime villains so far, none of the rest of them, at least from what I can remember, had a cannon. The fact that Dessler has a cannon is crazy.
The Dessler cannon. That's
Yeah,
right.
the Dessler cannon is crazy, dude. That thing is insane.
Hajime Saito. That's the guy's name.
I will say, this
That-
show runs into the same problem that Star Trek runs into, where it's like they're definitely out of missiles by the end of season 1.
I'll ignore that, honestly. I'll
Yeah,
just chalk
so-
it. I'll just
so
chalk
I-
it up to they can fabricate all that stuff with 3D
Well, that's
printers
the
and all
thing.
that on the ship.
That
Infinite
is,
energy.
well, no, because they actually mentioned how many missiles they have left, so it doesn't help. But
Well, it doesn't say that they can't print more. It's just saying that we're
It's
keeping
the
stock
plot
of it.
hole that you just.
it does
For
it
me,
does say
that's-
that they cannot print more because they talk about how they're fucked if they run out of all of them.
I get it, Roland, but that's just
No, it's
that's
the
kind of a
same
plot hole
thing
that I
as
let
the fact
pass.
that it's the same thing as if Anakin Skywalker were to leave Coruscant and go fight a war, Padme would be dead by the time he got back. We know this because that's how time works in space. So, yeah, Star Wars doesn't work fundamentally. But
Either way,
we don't
are
fight.
you wrapped up, Roman, or do you have more to say here?
No, I just wanted to comment on the fact that I think that the Dessler cannon might actually be one of the coolest things that a villain could have. That's all.
right.
Cora knocked it off. You guys remember?
Are we talking about the giant fucking mech or the laser beam bending that she does?
The giant mech with the laser cannon is the Dessler cannon.
Either way, muffler tape. I know you were like me, finishing your homework at the dead of midnight, the day before it's due. So, how did you feel about this series?
Hey, Muffler. Before you start, I just want to say, do not feel bad because I finished the show at 5:00 this morning. So don't feel bad.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, it's one of those things because at first, I think that you said it pretty well, Crimson, where it just it was a bit of a slow burn. So when I tried to look at it at first, I was like, okay, and I had a lot of other stuff going on in my life at the moment, so I was very non-committal on whether or not I was actually going to be able to make this. But I'm glad that I stuck it out and finished the series because. I have heard of Yamato before, but it's only in Discord that I saw it, and so Gary's Discord from Nerdrotic, a lot of the old heads, is what I would refer to them as, the hardcore anime fans that I imagine are a little bit older. They were really talking it up. So anytime I would try to bring up something new, they'd be like, "Nah, that's trash. All right, you need to watch,
I was about to
know?
correct your definition of old head there, and then you had basically perfectly described what old head means. And I was
right, yeah, that's
I was gonna say I'm surprised you haven't seen it in Weebs and Waifus because I mentioned it to Ivan, and Ivan said he wanted to watch it because he did the intro back when he used to do the drumming streams. He did the intro. He drummed to it.
Oh, you see, I never watched him drum to it, but I will say, so since we're briefly talking about the intro, just on that, I love the season 1 intro because it gave me very strong Gundam vibes, and I really like the original opening for Gundam as well. And when you consider both of them were in the 70s and stuff, it's so nostalgic because Japan, when they do ballads, almost is the best way I could describe it as. It's very kind of like a ballad, but not quite. This one mixes in the whole military aspect to it. Where they're sailors singing the song to
it's like a mix of a marching song and a sailor's shanty. It's kind of a really good combination of both. And I actually really did like the intro as well. I thought it was very catchy. I didn't think I was gonna like it at first when I first watched it. But I was watching the dub while I was working on other things. So I would just let the intro play over and over again instead of taking a break from what I was doing to skip it.
Mm-hmm.
And each time I listened to it, I'm like, this is kind of catchy. And now I'm sitting here at work going, Yamato. Yes, pretty much.
No, so yeah, I mean, I liked a lot of different aspects of this series, and as far as what everybody has said so far, when I started really getting in, it took me I'd say about 4 or 5 episodes to really get in on season 1, and then I really enjoyed season 1. I think that there was in my opinion, there's a small drop off on season 2. Like it loses some of the really good tension that season 1 has, where it feels, even though the threat is greater in season 2, we feel more desperate in season 1 because we literally have no tools to fight back at all. It's just the hope is on the one ship. There is nothing else, right? But the Yamato becomes more of a symbol in season 2, even more so. So it takes on like a reverent status almost, something, But yeah, anyway. So I like season 1.
It's
Sorry,
the
what?
Millennium Falcon showing up.
Yes, exactly.
It's like when they show up, it's like, oh my god, the Yamato's here. We're
right.
Now.
Like all little kids, they're like, the Yamato's gonna save us, right? It's like, well, no, kid. So it's cool like that, But I think season 1 was better than season 2 for me personally. And then what I would say is that again, it gave me very strong Star Trek vibes, and I specifically thought of Voyager because of that season 1, where it's like we're in this alone. We have a very long journey. We're going to have to rely on ourselves, and we're just going to have to pull through no matter what. And I really enjoyed the character interactions for the Yamato. Obviously, the captain was great. I liked a lot of the supporting cast. In fact, the XO even,
XO's good.
Which he is kind of like a Spock figure, he's very analytical, very, like the science.
You're talking about the guy you have there, Sanada, right?
Yeah, yes, exactly, right. So, and that's the XO. So the fact that you had your second in command kind of being like a Spock figure too, was kind of cool in my opinion, along with everything else. So I like that Japan, because Star Trek would have came out in the 60s, so about 10 years before this, and to see an interpretation from Japan on this is very cool to me. I mean, it definitely has those old school vibes. And then the fact that they were able to treat it with such care in this remake, like 10, 15 years ago, like 2012, I think is when it came out. I'm really impressed with the quality of the remake too. I think everything was really top notch. So, yep.
Yeah, for the most part, like I said,
No. I just saw like to be honest with you, I have problems remembering names, and I'm trying to keep up with y'all. So what I was doing was I was looking at the wiki for the different characters and stuff.
Oh, I have the My Anime list pulled up, so I can speak about this properly.
No shame.
I had to look up some of my favorite characters. Like obviously I remember Juzo Okita. Like he's the GOAT. Okay.
I'm changing my character.
And as far as that goes, here's a question that I actually want to pose to you guys to sort of continue the conversation.
Yeah.
Actually, before that though, we kind of let him have his turn because he's very excited. But Roland, at this point, I feel like it's probably your turn, unless Muffler Tape has more to say.
I'm good on my end. I have a best girl argument that I'm going to throw out later, but we'll get to that.
Okay. So Rosler. I guess it's your turn.
Supreme Leader Rosler.
The Supreme Leader Rosler. Yes.
Rosler, yes.
Or
Garle Rosler.
Yeah.
So, I absolutely love the show. I've watched it probably 6 times, I think.
Holy hell.
Including, I watched the original like 3 times, which is longer. Because I remember when I got my Wii for Christmas, my dad got the box set of this show for Christmas. So we played the first couple of missions of Lego Batman together and then watched this show for the rest of the day. So this show is very close to my heart because I grew up watching it with my dad, and that's something that he shared with me because he grew up with it. I went on later to end up watching, I found out they did a version of it with new animation, but it's the same story. And they added new shit. I was like, oh my God. So I watched it. And it's freaking amazing. And I loved it. I loved the characters. I fell in love with the entire crew. The camaraderie of everybody, the love stories that go on between the characters, all that stuff. I remember, dude, I literally had a dream as a little kid that I was part of that crew and was working with them and shit. And I woke up the next day and I was like, yo, Dad, I had a dream that I was on the Yamato and it was really cool. It was sick.
That
Like,
reminds
that
me,
should be-
Biggles, I do owe you another shipment, don't I?
What's up,
Schedule
Biggles?
1.
But yeah, like I just think this
Crimson,
show has
send some my
amazing
way.
characters, amazingly written characters, whether it's Dessler or Juzo or Kodai or like anybody. Like it's just everybody's great. They're all written really well. There's amazing. Okay, the Battle of Mars, guys. Come on. In season 2, at the end, where they have the entire fleet lined up with the grid.
So, first of all, I do want to touch on the characters thing. There was only one character who I ever thought I was going to hate, but even in the end, I didn't end up hating them. So,
Who?
we'll save that for later. That's
Okay.
part of the question I was going to ask before I passed it to you.
Okay.
But,
The engineer is the GOAT. I forget his name currently.
That old guy is pretty awesome. I
Yeah,
agree.
the old man who's the engineer.
The
the
doctor
goat.
was cool too.
Oh my god, I love the doctor.
I was really tempted to make my profile picture the doctor and just continue slamming drinks all night.
I love
I
the
wouldn't
doctor.
blame you.
See, that's the other thing. I'm like, he just never runs out of whiskey, bro.
That's true. Yeah,
It's
they were
the
only gone a year.
Okay. Sakezo. I love how his name has
Yeah,
Sake.
Sakezo.
Sakezo Sato.
Dude, the whole crew is great. The whole storyline, like the creativity of this planet called Ishkantar. Like that's a fucking badass name for a planet.
That is a cool. That is a cool name. When I heard it, because I hadn't.
I don't know. I think ballin's pretty ballin'.
Ballin is pretty ballin'.
But,
Gomulas, the Gomulas are sick. They're literally okay. So, guys, the Gomulas are the Chiss from Star Wars. They're Thrawn's race. It's the same exact shit, copied and pasted.
All right, I can kind of see where you're coming from now.
So
I kind of get it.
You're saying Zahn basically just copied Dessler word for
Zahn
word.
copied his own name to make Thrawn. Zahn's a great.
There's some real accusations going out here. You're saying that bro was just like, hey, let me see your homework. All right, just make sure it's not obvious that you copied it.
I'm not saying that he straight up copied it because I'm taking
Thrawn's
inspiration.
blue, bro. Thrawn's blue, bro. So like,
if I were to replace Dessler's eyes with red and make his hair black, he's Thrawn.
Yeah, he would look like Thrawn.
Yeah,
his character archetype is exactly the same too.
yeah, he's the exact same. He's actually better. Well, he's better than the Disney Thrawn, the Thrawn that we've seen in Rebels and Tales of the Empire and fucking what's it called, Ahsoka. But my point being is, this show influenced a fuck ton of people, and it's very clear when you look at space battles, right? Like, this influenced it. There's a ton of shit in Halo that looks just like Star Blazers.
that's true.
There's another thing I do really want to quickly point out since you say that. One of the things, like obviously, like the space submarines was like a really cool, creative idea. Like
I love that.
But at the same time, I always thought it was kind of like an interesting idea that they basically like the Gomulans had basically phalanx ships that had giant fucking shields on the front of them.
Yep.
Yeah, the Gomulans are fucking sick. They are a very menacing faction. I would say that they are more menacing. Possibly, can they destroy a planet in 24 hours?
Dude, do you remember the fucking giant ass missiles?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I remember, but can they? There's a caveat to them, isn't there?
Not really.
I was gonna say I watched like all the episodes that because I've seen the show a lot.
I don't remember there being a caveat. They're giant. They're kind of slow, so you can do something about them. But I mean, they're basically meant for like heavy bombardment anyway. You're just gonna bring them in en masse and nuke an entire planet instantaneously.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're most certainly the inspiration for the Covenant, right?
I would think so.
Minus the religious aspect.
I don't know enough about the Covenant to confirm that one.
Well, the Covenant just wants to wipe out humanity because they're heretics. But in this one, they just want to wipe out humanity because they need our resources.
Well, they want our planet.
Well, yeah, they want our planet, which is our resource.
I would say, Roland, that the Covenant are slightly more crazier, only like because the Covenant are following. Well,
I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is that the Covenant is clearly based on the Gomulas. Clearly.
Yes, but I would also say though that the Covenant are also following a prophecy.
Yeah, that's what I just said, minus the religious aspect. Like if I were to, okay, let's say that I was born in the 60s and I watched this show as a teenager. I watched Star Blazers, and I was inspired to create my own story about the UNSC and these Spartans, and they needed an enemy. I might be compelled to take inspiration from Star Blazers and the Gomulas, but I can't make them just the exact same thing. So what I need to do is give them a different aspect, and therefore I give them the religious aspect, where they are a religious cult. And instead of them trying to take humanity's home world, they don't even want to take the home world. They want to find it so that they can delete it.
All right.
Well,
Are you wrapped up, Roland? Or
I mean, for the most part, yeah, I would say I'm wrapped up. I think this show's amazing. I think everybody should watch it, and I'm glad that you guys all did. I'm glad you took my recommendation.
Okay, so
thank you.
Here's the next thing that I do want to move on to, and it's kind of similar to what we've been discussing, our impressions of the show. But I do want to talk about our favorite characters, and I'm gonna make this a little more interesting. I'm not just gonna say who is your single favorite character. I feel like we kind of all are gonna settle on like two or three characters. I'm gonna say give me your top three.
Oof.
All right.
I guess we'll go with Rogan, Muffler, me, and then Crimson. You can end it.
Yeah, sure.
All
right. I probably gotta go with Hiroki. I love him.
Hiroki's
I think
Hiroki.
Yeah, I also think that
I believe they refer to him as Sanahara. The second pilot who's always flying alongside Akira, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I respect the decision. Shinohara, that's his name.
I also really like Kiyoshi, and I got to tell you guys that I don't know why, but the doctor just like is really cool. Like he's just really funny to me. Like he is hilarious.
Interesting. All right.
Sakezo.
Yeah, Sakezo.
What's the matter? You don't like Analyzer?
Kiyoshi. I'm trying to find, or Kiyoshi.
I don't know.
I'm blanking on that one. I'm trying to find that one.
Actually, let me take back the doctor. I like Shiro too. Like he's also a cool character.
Oh, the XO?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
Sanada's cool.
He's a goat. Doesn't he get shot and he just doesn't give a fuck about it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's in season 2, right?
Yep.
When he tried to sacrifice himself that one time too, like
oh my god, I was like, you better.
Oh, in the nuclear chamber, I'm like,
yeah,
what you are not about to fucking do this, bro.
No, I was like, there's no fucking way. You better not die right now.
And then again, he did the whole thing with the water. I'm like, fucking hell. Yeah. Again, they're correct with the science on this one.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so those are my. I mean, technically, I listed 4, but those are my 3. So, who's up next?
That would be muffler tape.
Muffler.
Yeah. So I'm gonna probably do like a cheap out on some of this.
That's okay.
Dude, she's hot.
There's
Like,
no wrong answers in this question.
I respect it, Marcel. Like, entirely honest, I respect it.
yeah,
Wait,
she's a
what-
complicated character. Man, it's really sad for her too
Oh,
because
Mimi?
of yeah.
Yeah, she's the medic, right?
No,
Yeah,
no,
from season
she,
1.
well, kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the
She's
researcher.
she's the counselor in season
Yeah.
1.
Oh,
One-
yeah. And then in season 2, she's
The one who
like,
was dating Kodai's brother.
isn't
Yep.
she a fucking? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
She's a
Who the
tragic
fuck is
figure.
who's the spy in season 2? Is that Akira?
No.
No.
Who the
No.
fuck is the spy that's on the ship in season 2?
You're talking about the dark, like the long haired, dark haired chick.
Yeah, she's actually an alien and she doesn't know or whatever.
Yeah, I know who
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Okay, I thought that's who you're talking about for a second. That's why, because I remember I really did like that arc. That's the arc where fucking what's her name almost dies. Yuki almost dies. At the end of that-
Sabara.
Sabara.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Sabara.
my bad. I thought that's who you're talking about.
She's also voiced by in the English dub. She's voiced by Colleen Clinkenbeard. But she's fucking everywhere. Why is Colleen Clinkenbeard like everything?
Yeah, she's in a ton of shit.
She's motherfucking Luffy.
I know, but she's everything. That's why she's everything.
Anyway, continue on. So we
Sorry,
have.
Mark, I didn't
Yeah.
mean to cut you off. I just wanted to double.
No, that was fine. I'm glad Marcel brought her up too, because like great character. But no, so my favorite characters. So I'm gonna stick to the tried and true on this one because like Okita is so damn good, man. Like I really like. I think that he could easily go down as one of the greatest captains in like Star Trek, Star Wars, like all like. I mean, he is an awesome captain.
Yeah.
And like. Because the doubt, the moral conviction, the ability to see things through, the way he interacts with his crew, I really like every step of the way with him. So I do think he's my favorite character of the series. Outside of him, I did like this is going to sound kind of cheap too, but like Kodai is a really good character. And if you go to main characters specifically in like space operas, I think that he, in my opinion, is a lot better character than like Amuro, for example, like compared to Gundam and stuff. Like he seems like he is better composed and like he's able to deal with things. Obviously that takes a toll on his character towards the end of season 2, but like exactly. Yeah. But like I really liked, his character growth in season 1 and then sort of how he took on the responsibilities like, no, we need to do this. So he gathered everybody together, started, the mission for season 2 and stuff. So I really, again, I do think that he's a good main character. I'm totally okay with him. I think he's one of my favorite from this series. And I really liked the different arcs with him. And specifically with season 1, I really like how he basically got a happy ending, got a lot of closure on stuff too. And then everything that happened in season 2 as well, I think was still pretty good. But go ahead.
Question real fast.
Sure.
You were talking about comparing him to other characters.
Yeah.
As far as main characters go. Now, considering that we talked about the fact that this show obviously influenced a lot of Hollywood later, do you think that, like, how would you compare Kodai as a character to, I don't know, somebody like Luke Skywalker?
Well,
because I feel like Luke Skywalker is more of a bitch, and I love Star Wars, but like
Mark Hamill is for
Luke
sure.
Skywalker is kind of a brat, to be entirely honest.
Yeah, I would agree with you. That's the whole point, is that he is a little bitch. Where I feel like Kodai is like he's too full of himself and he gets an ass kicking, whereas like Luke Skywalker, his ass kicking is different. And being too full of himself, he's more of like I used to shoot fucking womp rats,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, no. I don't
feel like it's a very same archetype of the character. It's just written in a different way. And again, I think that goes back to the case where you have a creator look at like something that they've seen. Maybe George Lucas did watch this show and was like, "Hey, this is super," because this is up his alley. This type of shit he's interested in. So maybe he did watch this show and go, "Well, I want to do something like Kodai, but it's got to be different."
Well, so to borrow other people's analogy regarding, Luke Skywalker and stuff, like they would look at that as like a country bumpkin, and then you have like and Kodai doesn't strike me as like a country bumpkin or anything like that, like just this person getting drug along in the series. Like, I mean, I think that you could maybe compare him to, something closer to like war stories and stuff like that. I mean, this series has a more militaristic bent to it. But the thing is that, I don't get the vibe as much, to be honest with you. I mean, like I could maybe see it, but not for me personally. It's way easier for me to compare him to like, say, Amuro, which literally had to take a beating in Gundam in order to like get his shit together and stuff. Like he was, and how cocky he was and how,
well, I'm just trying to compare this to like movies from around that time.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. And well, that's why I can say, Gundam a little bit, but like as far as Western properties, man, that would be different, man. Cause I don't think that we had anything close to this. Like, I mean, like Dune wasn't until the 80s, and that's not quite the same.
I think the closest thing would probably be Kirk.
Yeah. I mean,
for this.
Well, it wouldn't be Kirk. Yeah, but I don't think it would be Kirk directly. Like maybe 10%, something like that. I mean, it would have to be another member of the original Star Trek crew, and then I would have to sit there and think about their names and stuff. Because like I haven't watched 66 that much, to be honest with you. Like that's one of the ones I have not. I'm a next generation.
The closest character like that I could, like Western media wise, that I could actually like say is closest to Kodai would be Anakin Skywalker, minus the dark side. I mean, there is a dark side to Kodai, but like he's an ace pilot. He's good at what he does. He's righteous. Like that to me. Like he has all the best parts of Anakin Skywalker, minus the fall.
Well, he's missing the self-deprecation part of it, or at least I was saying that. Yeah, because like well, no, that would be closer to Evangelion next month. But
I was gonna say there is that scene in season 2 where he does give up.
Yeah,
he full on gives up when he thinks that Yuki's dead. He gives the fuck up, and he's like, "I'm. This is over. We're losing. This is done." So he does have like those moments like that.
Okay, then yeah, I could probably see that. Then yeah, I could see that being like an Anakin moment. Yeah,
well,
I would agree with you. I don't think it's Luke Skywalker though. So yeah,
no, I agree with you, and I'm glad that we got to that because that's you were talking about comparing him with other characters, and I'm like, well, there's definitely somebody, and like, for instance, I use George Lucas because I think that he definitely took inspiration from this show because this was right up his alley. Whether we know this for a fact or not. But that's why I brought it up.
Yep.
So my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. But
no, you're good. Hey, dude. I mean, because the thing is like, imitation is the best form of flattery. And like, especially because you'd consider like the flow of information getting easier and easier post World War II and stuff. So like the cultural exchange, like if you just had access to be able to visit the country or like, just had better access to like foreign goods and stuff like that, I could easily see people getting influenced by it as being like a super niche thing, kind of like the way anime writ large has influenced like post 90s and stuff, right? So yeah, I could see him totally being influenced by it. Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Well, and we also know that George Lucas is a huge fan of Japanese culture.
Yep.
Inspired Star Wars to begin with.
I mean, shit, lightsabers being, like, yeah, exactly. So yeah, 100%.
I mean, and he was a huge fan of Kurosawa.
Yep. I mean, so yeah, I'm with you on that. And then sorry, just real, I guess my third one, man, having to sit there and think about that. Probably Probably Sonata, I mean, well, or Dessler. I mean, it just really depends. I mean, like, I hate Dessler because, again, I called him a cockroach before because I was like, oh, well, he's this, looming threat and it's cool and it's resolved. It's like, nope, he's back again and stuff, right? So it's like, it's that fun trope, but it's not fun in a bad way.
Still fucking alive?
I'm like,
Right, bro. There were so many times where I thought, dude, there were like 2 times where I thought that he was like, dude, there were 2 times where I thought that he was
blew
like,
the fuck up.
Roland.
He blew the fuck up like 3 times in the series.
I know. He's worse than Ahsoka.
But yeah, so I would say probably, or the Doctor. Like, I would say it's probably a tie between them. Like, I mean, I do like some of the more comedic elements at times in the series because it's, to be honest with you too, it's pretty heavy, so it's kind of hard to compare it to like some more lighthearted. Because I would say that like Star Wars is more lighthearted for the most part, especially the original trilogy had a lot of feel good moments outside of say maybe like Empire Strikes Back or something, But it's just it reminds me of just like a darker, more realistic, gritty tale, very Japanese in that regard, but it still had some of those comedic elements, and I enjoyed those characters in the series. Yeah.
Well, this is certainly more on the let's say Attack on Titan spectrum as opposed to Star Wars spectrum. People die. It is like you get to a point where in season 2 you're like, oh shit, people might not actually be safe.
Yep, hard agree.
And that's kind of where it goes. I mean, I would say this is a very heavy show for children to watch, but that's what it was like.
This one definitely dispenses with the idea that they're the main characters, so nothing bad is going to happen to them. No, they're the main characters, therefore something bad is going to happen to them.
Yeah, I mean,
especially in season 1 with Yuki, with like her getting abducted instead of who's the other Ishkantar sister, not Starsha.
Fuck. Now that you said Starsha, that's all I can think about. It's another name about space.
Eurisha Iskandar. Yeah.
Eurisha. Okay.
Eurisha, yeah.
That was trippy too. Like, that was a cool arc, where she was like possessing. Anyway, sorry. Continue. So that's it for my my favorite characters.
All right, I guess that's me then. I'm going to omit Ogita from this list because he's the shit.
Okita is automatically the GOAT.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't put him on the list.
Who's your 3 then?
He's the GOAT. Honestly, I would say that my mains are probably after Ogita. Well, actually, my favorite over Ogita is Dessler. I just like Dessler more than anybody in the show. I love him. One of my favorite villains. Ogita would be second, but I'm omitting him, so it'll be Kodai, and then Sanado probably. I don't like Daisuke. Daisuke annoys me.
That's the navigator, right?
No, that's the guy in the green, the best friend, right? Is he?
Yeah, the dude who ends up like helping to.
Yeah, I don't like.
He has a mutiny.
Mutinies. Yeah, that's the navigator. Yeah, I don't like that guy either.
If I remember correctly, he only went along with that mutiny to root out to help root out the traitors.
No, yeah, you're correct, but
fair enough.
You're correct. Also,
but I never really cared much for him either. So
no, shout out to who is Ogita's best friend? Who's the other captain? The admiral.
Oh fuck! I would know.
Goat. He's the one that takes over the Yamato after what happens to Ogita. And also Akira. I like Akira.
I like her a lot, and I'm going to save that for later in the series.
She's my my fourth and fifth technically would be that captain or admiral and Akira.
Heikuro Todo, that's his name.
Todo, yeah.
Okay, so who'd you say,
So
Roland?
my favorites would be Dessler, Kodai, and Shiro.
All right, and
Yeah,
just to recap, Roman, who were your three favorites that you said?
My three were Hiroki. Um, who else did I say? I said Shiro, and I think that the doctor was my third.
Okay,
Yes.
and then muffler tape.
Yeah, it'd be Okita, Kodai, and then I guess I'll go with Shiro as well. Sonata. Yeah.
Okay.
So all three of us have Shiro on the list.
So here's my list. Obviously, Juzo Okita, number one, the GOAT, the man who made this whole series, but like fantastic, to be
Oh,
honest.
for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Juzo Okita is great, just as like a leader, as an inspiring figure, as someone who would, even after death, continue to inspire his crew forward. Like, this is a guy who, knowing that it would be in a poor decision for him just because of his health to lead this mission, he still chose to do it because he knew that the only chance that he could still serve and that this would be the best use of his talent. So I respect this guy giving his life to make all of this happen. Number two for me, and this is one that when I started the series, I did not think that this character would end up being one of my favorites throughout it all. And you guys have kind of already discussed a lot of why. But Susumu Kodai was someone who rubbed me the wrong way in the first few episodes. I actually thought I was going to hate Susumu Kodai.
I knew
because
you liked that character.
He was an arrogant piece of shit.
I cannot lie to
starting
you.
trouble and doing all this dumb stuff.
I
I'm
cannot
like,
lie to
you
you.
motherfucker. You are going
lie
to
to
get
you.
people killed. And you know what? He never got anyone killed.
I cannot lie to you though. For the first like 6 episodes, I hated him. Like I hated him too.
Yep.
When did you start to warm up to him, Crimson?
So really what pissed me off was when he stole the fighter jet to try and engage the Gamulons before they launched the Yamato.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. Like he had this whole thing, like he did this whole thing. I'm like, you are a fucking retard, blinded by your own revenge. You're gonna get people hurt. And it was later on as like the series like progressed and he showed more of like his actual decision making throughout like various conflicts. I can't really pinpoint a specific moment where I was like, oh, I like this character. It was just by the end of season 1, I'm like, why am I rooting for this guy? I thought I was gonna hate him. Like, why am I here like bro, like on the verge of tears because this dude didn't get the girl? Like, what the fuck?
Yep.
So that's my number 2. So right now, Juzo Okita, Susumu Kodai, and then I mentioned him earlier, but I am a fan of Hajime Saito from season 2, the captain of the Space Cavalry that joins the Yamato. I really liked his character, even though he is a bit more, brash and combative. He is like he butts heads with Kodai, but I think that relationship does ultimately help Kodai steal his own resolve and figure out what he's going to do. But just the character in general, even after like realizing like, oh shit, I've already died. I'm just a spy. And I've been doing all this awful shit to everyone. Like he immediately goes like, all right, cut my strings, give me one last battle. I have to redeem myself. And he goes out in one of the most badass ways you possibly could. So
yeah.
Bro, now that you bring that up again too, I really think that his death, or like, I don't know how it was depicted in the original, but when you look back at like the Matrix, like he kind of like the way he goes out in his mech suit and stuff really reminds me.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, of that one general from, I think it's Matrix 3. I could be wrong, but when they siege Zion and stuff like that, and he's just like try to take out as many as he can and stuff. Like it was really cool. I enjoyed it.
If I had a 4 and 5, it would be both the Desslers, to be entirely honest. But They're like right there. They're both really good characters. Either way though, I really liked, even though he wasn't as prominent a character in the series, I liked his development overall. And there was one thing in there, and I don't know if exactly how this happened or how what this is supposed to convey, like whether he was actually married the whole time or whether he basically just as one of his dying acts just sort of confessed to the chick who was his lieutenant or whatever. Like when he says protect my wife or something like that, referring to what is her name, the chick that they used to break through the blockade in the very beginning of season 2.
Oh yeah.
Either way, Chris Sabat's character in this I thought was really, really good. And very complimentary to everything that was happening on the Yamato during season 2. Or just everything that was happening in general. He kind of represented not just an outside force on the Yamato, but also an outsider's perspective as compared to what the crew of the Yamato actually felt. And it was a nice point of contrast to show or to complement the way that Earth viewed their salvation and the way that the people that were on board the Yamato at the time viewed the salvation of Earth.
Yeah.
So, all in all, those 3 characters are the ones that I found I like the most. I do like in this show, I don't think there is a poorly written or bland female character whatsoever, which is impressive. Because normally you get to shonens and you just get someone who's kind of token boob jiggle.
Oh, not even just token boob jiggle. You just get a fucking Sakura.
I was gonna say a Sakura.
They don't even give you the boob jiggle. You want the boob jiggle, you go for Orihime.
Except for Orihime actually has a great personality as well.
Yeah, she does. She actually has a character. If you read the manga.
Anyway, so those are basically my 3 favorite characters. We'll kind of loop this around, and who do you think who do you feel is the most underrated character in all of this show?
Ooh.
Yeah. A character that you like but you think isn't as as prominent or hasn't been mentioned in here enough.
Who do you want? I mean, I already have my answer, so do you?
So go ahead.
The clone in season 2. The green clone.
You're talking about the one who's alongside Dessler the whole time, right?
The one who turns to his father when they're about to be destroyed, and the father actually ends up showing empathy for him.
Yeah.
Remember how he, at the very end of all things, he's been treating him like shit the entire time, and he turns to him and tries to protect him from the explosion.
Yep.
That clone. I think he's got a great arc where he goes, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And his father grabs him and they both explode and die.
So I kind of I was kind of curious as to who, because Crimson, you're talking about underrated.
Marcel, hold on, Roman. Marcel, the female uniforms aren't even a problem. What? They're skin tight. They're skin tight on the men too.
That's the issue, Roland. You do not understand. I talk about this quite a bit. People are horrendously offended by any form of fan service whatsoever. Yeah, it's so dumb.
That's not fan service. You know what fan service is? When I pick up the Black Clover manga and I get to see my girl Noelle in a full on naked in a bath in a waterfall with 2 other hot chicks. That's fan service.
Dude, there's one shot in the anime where with Mimosa you can see part of her nipple. So
no, I know. That's fan service. You know what fan service is? When fucking Rangiku shows up behind Toshiro and sticks her tits around his head.
Here's the thing is, Roland, you're dealing with a bunch of people. You're talking about a bunch of people who have the mindset of I watched Jujutsu Kaisen and Solo Leveling because they don't show any sort of sexy female whatsoever because
Yes,
that
they
is
do. They
you're-
literally have a fucking dude. They have a naked.
Maki is awesome.
They have a naked, sexy ass woman get in bed with her own little brother in Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't want to see that shit.
Huh?
She is sexy too. Like
She's
that's my favorite girl
fuck.
from that series.
I wish I was.
incest is wincest, I guess.
That was perfect.
Yep.
Transport me into the body of that little brother for like 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
You
Fuck
think you could
mean?
last
I'm not the
10
little
minutes? You think you could last 10 minutes, boy?
His name is Wee Wee too, man. It's perfect. All right.
Yeah, it really
So-
is.
Crimson. You were asking about underrated, right?
Yeah.
So after I watch an anime, I look and see who everyone's like favorite characters were, and I gotta tell y'all, I didn't see a lot of people mention Herm. Like
Who?
he is literally Dessler's like second in command.
Oh
but
no,
like
he's sick.
The
He's the-
Heinrich Himmler
What?
figure.
Yeah. He's the Heinrich Himmler.
yeah, no, but like
He dies at the end of season 1, doesn't he?
Herm, yes.
Yeah, he dies in the finale of season 1, does he not? When they take Pluto, that's Pluto, right?
Yeah.
No, Pluto's halfway
Yeah,
through season 1.
That's well, actually, the guy who's on Pluto, he flees and then is basically forced to take on a suicide mission because of that.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. My bad. Yeah, but Herm, Dessler's second in command. He dies at the end of season 1. Am I wrong? When they take out the tower.
Yes. But I'm saying like if you look at the reviews online,
They use the Yamato's big main cannon to take out the tower, right?
yes, but I'm saying this is how I'm looking at it. Kind of like how Crimson was like, cause like I figured that like this was gonna come up, so I kind of did like my own cross research, and I was looking at like characters that people mentioned, and so he's not my favorite character, but I didn't see Herm get one mention once. So if you want to talk about an underrated character, I think that it's kind of cool that he's like that like he descended from like a noble family and like all that stuff, and like I don't know, there's parts about Herm that like I think are interesting that people just do not bring up. So
Well,
I think that
Herm is like Herm gets the same treatment. I'm sorry to keep guys. I feel like I always do this on this show, and I always make references to Star Wars, but that's just because it works. Like Herm is very much like the Captain Nita of the original trilogy, where like Captain Nita is in Empire and in Return of the Jedi, but like he doesn't have a big part, but he's important as fuck. Like he is the admiral, or what's he say? What's Vader call him? What's he say to him? Congratulations, Captain Nita, right?
yes,
He becomes captain of the Executor. But that's basically like Captain Nita being the right-hand man to Vader is much like Dessler and Herm.
but like I'm saying though, like all of us know of Herm's importance, but to I think in like a roundabout way kind of answer Crimson's question, like if I'm looking at who like the people
That's why I didn't remember him, because they all call him Zolik. His
Yes.
last name is Zolik. Yeah, that's why I didn't remember
Yes.
who you're talking about.
Sorry. But so like I'm saying
forgot Zolik's got bitches.
facts. No, but like I'm saying though, so like I think that Herm he wasn't mentioned by fans, so I'm going to go to bat for him and say that he might be one of the more underrated characters on the show.
I would say that Muffler Tape is correct in calling him like the Heinrich Himmler. But I would say that he's more like oh fuck, I forgot about this guy. Who's the guy that looks like a fucking dark elf? from Skyrim. Is he the one? Is he this guy? Can I share screen?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who the fuck is this? The guy that was on Pluto? Am I wrong? Isn't this the guy that was on Pluto?
No.
Where's this son of a bitch? I remember him being evil as fuck.
Yeah, he is one of Dessler's closest aides.
Yeah, but he's like the sadistic one.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like Herm is more military. That son of a bitch is like sadistic. Like he revels in like murder and shit.
So who has gone so far as this goes? Because I know I haven't.
I'm sorry. What was the question? What was the
who do you think is an underrated character that should be mentioned?
I went first, and then Roman went, and then Muffler needs to go, and then you.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me on this one, because some characters just have shorter arcs than others, but I did like the turnaround. Like I think that Yaman, I'm just going to use his other name, Osamu, right?
Osamu.
Yeah. You're talking about the clone of Dessler?
No,
you captain. And also you motherfucker.
What?
That was the one I was going to say, Yamanami.
Oh.
The captain, the captain of the Andromeda in season 2.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. He's the goat. Yeah, he's the goat. I'm sorry, guys. I watched my favorite scenes again. I've watched this show. The only thing I get wrong is the names. All right, I know what you're talking about.
No, you're cool. But yeah, I was just gonna say that I think that he, granted, I don't remember him being in season 1, so I'm pretty sure he was only in season 2.
I think a scene in season 1 when they were having the briefing in Texas.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure he's in season 1 just as like a authority figure. Yeah. He really has an active role in season 2 when he is basically the last hurdle for the Yamato crew to escape the system. Yeah, and then later on during the battle of Mars, I think Mars, and I think he was at Jupiter too, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. He was at the Battle of Jupiter. Yeah, it was Mars. No, it was Jupiter and then Mars, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Jupiter and then Mars.
Yeah.
Because he was basically... and then I also believe he was still around at Earth because he's the one who saves the Yamato from being trapped on that planet.
Yes, you're correct.
Yep.
Like... So he's just a really good character. I loved the way they did his intro in season 2. Not to steal the thunder from Muffler Tape, I'll just say this one piece here really quick, where he does this whole thing where he basically tests Susumu, where he tests Kodai, just to see his resolve and everything, and then sends along Akira and Shinohara's flight students along with the Yamato crew after that whole exchange. So
it's either him or the guy that we were talking about, Toto, the admiral who's friends with Okita. One of them is
Heikuro Toto.
Yeah, one of them is voiced by it's either Commander McGath or Chavez from Attack on Titan.
Anyway, Muffler Tape, would you like to explain why you also chose the same character as me?
No, I was just going to say that I liked his character arc kind of in the series, for season 2. I liked what he represented, like you were saying, initially being that roadblock, but then also coming through, it seemed like he did not have any issues with wielding the power that was granted to him in the Andromeda. And then by the end of the series, he seemed to get the idea that you don't want to use the wave motion gun and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that he had a turnabout too. So I really liked that he was just, there as a supplementary piece to just further broaden that perspective, on the ground level for humanity's war with itself kind of at that point, trying to figure out what we want to do for the future and stuff. So, yeah, I enjoyed him.
All right. So I do have some more fun, sort of debatable questions for later.
Can we do best girl?
Crimson,
damn.
We can do best girl, yes. We
Well,
can
hold on.
talk about the female cast. What do you
Hold
got,
on.
Rowan?
Before that, I just have to say shout out to Kodai's brother for the
Mamoru.
Mamoru.
Yeah,
But
Mamoru, yeah.
Crimson, you didn't answer the question of your most underrated character.
I did. I literally hijacked Muffler Tape's turn because I said Yamanami as well.
Okay. My bad.
And I explained I liked the way that he was kind of on the Yamato side and did what he could to sort of test Kodai's resolve while they were leaving the system.
I thought you were just agreeing with him. I didn't know that was your choice.
No, I literally said, "You motherfucker! You picked the same character as me."
No, and because of that, I thought you were going to come up with another one. That's why I was. My bad. I'm stupid.
No. I think Yamanami is up there with like some of the better characters in the series. Which again, there's like I don't really think I can point to a lot of characters who are like bad, and even the ones that someone might say are bad just aren't as good as the other ones.
Yes.
It retains a lot of like, I guess you could say, old school writing style when it comes to storytelling and characters. And it comes off as much more mature. And I don't want to like sound like an old head was saying, or like by like with the impression that like, oh, the older stuff is better or all that. They just have different styles of storytelling and different ways of writing characters because each generation has different things that they relate to more. And I like this because it's a little bit more classical in the way it does its heroes and villains.
Yeah.
But to get to the question of the female cast, because we all know, like, we all know Roman is immediately picking the most dommy mommy chick out of all of them.
Well, I mean, listen, y'all. Okay.
Or he just wants to get in bed with Juzo Okita.
Okay, so here's the thing, y'all. Who do y'all put your picks in right now? Who do y'all think that I'm actually gonna pick?
Oof.
Knowing my arc, who do y'all think that I'm gonna pick?
You're picking Dietz, the pilot from season 1.
Nope. Incorrect.
Man. One of the Iskandarians, maybe.
Okay.
All
right.
Starsha, maybe Eurisha.
No, you were far off, homie. No.
Oh, okay.
All right. Y'all are gonna be like, what the fuck? But Mizella could fix me.
Oh, the witch from season 1?
Yes. She could fix me. I would literally be.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. He's going in timeout because he's being too horny. So in the next 30 seconds, we'll bring him back. But Muffler Tape, you said you had a hot take on Best Girl. What do you think?
No, I didn't mean like it was going to be a hot take per se. I just think that I mean, obviously Yukimori is a strong character, but like and she got done dirty. She didn't really have anybody by the end of the series, but I think Akira. That's why I changed my profile pick and stuff. I really like her character arc, and I think that she's not only hot, but she's I mean, she's well developed. Like she's got a lot of growth in different situations. Like she's pushed in a lot of different directions too, but like gets through just with the rest of the crew. So I think she's great. I think she's best girl. Outside of just maybe some of the more far-flung fanciful types. Like again, Yukimori probably would be the traditional pick, and then the same thing goes with maybe like maybe if you're exotic, maybe one of the Iskandarians or something like that.
So I actually have two when it comes to Best Girl, depending on like what your qualifications for Best Girl are.
Sure.
So the first one is if we're talking about someone who like I actually like really like if they were a real person that I would be attracted to, it would be Yuki. Just like her personality in general. She's great. But if we're talking about the best character in here, I would agree with you, Muffler Tape. Yamamoto is definitely the best female character in this, if I had to say. Just her character arc overall, the way they did it, especially with like not leaning too heavy into the well, I'm a girl, therefore I have to prove myself sort of thing. Like it came off much more natural in this anime. Ultimately, she ended up being a really good character and someone who I felt like deserved better than what she got at the end of season 2.
Yep.
God damn it, Keeman, why did you have to do that?
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
So, Roland, that just leaves you, homie.
It does just leave me, homie.
You better say Mizella.
I didn't hear what yours were.
Mizella.
So
The witch.
Roman's saying the Gamelan witch from season 1, Mizella. Muffler Tape said not Yukimo. He said Yamamoto. I don't know why I said if we're talking about someone who in real life I would be attracted to, it would be Yuki.
Yamamoto, right?
Yeah. If we're talking about like the best female character, it's Akira Yamamoto.
Okay, are we talking about the best female character or the one that I find the most adorable? What are we
Answer
doing?
however you want.
The one I find most adorable is Karanimi.
Yeah, fair enough. She's pretty good too.
She's perfect waifu material.
I respect it. Although
she's super smart, she's cute as fuck, she's hot, and she could definitely cook you a goddamn good meal, and she's got nice tits and a nice ass.
That she does, sir.
Nimi, bro.
I think it's hard to argue that any of the women in this don't have nice tits and asses.
Look at
they're all attractive.
Girls. Okay, all right. Other than Nimi, Akira. I like the white hair and the red eyes. But
you're into the Martian girls, huh?
Fuck yeah, I am.
Yes, sir.
Let me be honest with you. How many times have you guys asked me the question and I've gone like look at my other answers. It's Rize.
Oh my god. My wifey.
Like, you know what I mean?
Roman, behave yourself or you're going in timeout again.
Bleach characters, it's fucking
Alright, this isn't really wrong.
It's fucking what's her name? Nemu. You know what I mean? Come on.
Where do you put Chiho from Naruto?
Chiho
from
Granny Chiho?
Yes, sir.
Granny Chiho's the goat, bro. Fuck.
No, like I'm talking about, like you know.
My grandma. My grandma would kick ass. She's the same way.
No, like I'm talking about for gilfs. You know, like we gotta have them
Tsunade
represented.
No, the only guilds I respect are Tsunade and Seiko.
Yeah.
Yeah, Psycho. Yeah.
Man.
Woo-hoo! Wait, would you get? I guess you couldn't. Hold on. There's definitely one in Bleach. I mean, Ichigo's mom is hot as fuck, but she's dead, so that doesn't work.
Spoiler alert! No, it's all good.
That's not a spoiler alert. That's the first episode. He goes, okay. My mom is dead. I can see ghosts.
So,
I mean, like, okay. In all seriousness, though, even though she's not goth, like, when Starsha's in that white outfit, oh my god.
You guys aren't seeing what I'm seeing right now when you look up Nimi.
Stop it, Roland.
Don't say Nimi, bro. Stop.
You found them Rule 34 pages, huh?
No, I didn't. Just look at the statue that was made.
Are you telling me that Nimi is hotter than Starsha, Roland?
Gentlemen, look at the statue that was made.
I don't care. She's not hotter than Starsha. Stop.
I think that's hotter than Starsha. I'm sorry. The glasses do it.
Starsha in the white outfit? No.
Yeah, she just looks like anime Galadriel. Like,
I don't. Crimson Muffler, help me out here.
Oh my god.
Did you send this, or is there like something I should be looking for?
I do like that statue, like, and I'm not into.
Also has a good character arc.
Someone did he send this statue to?
No, I just did the search. Sorry for keyboard strokes.
So Marcel and I agree that Mimi is the cutest and dude. All right, I like Hinata. Mimi is the Hinata of this show. All right, there's your answer.
Are we talking about the one where the statue where she's leaning over the?
Did you not see it? I shared a screen. Did you not see it?
Homie, homie,
share your screen.
Homie is simping over a statue.
Roman, shut the fuck up.
He's going in timeout. He's going in timeout.
You of all people have literally nothing to say.
If anyone in here is a simp, it's fucking Roman.
Fuck
you
up,
have do not. This is pot and kettle here. Like what the fuck? Okay, what do you got here?
This statue.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Where she's leaning over the railing.
Okay, look at this picture.
I'm being.
Oh, dude.
No. I still think the Stars is hotter, bro. Stop.
Blue-haired chicks are pretty awesome, I will say.
It's not even blue. It's like that.
I mean, like
it's Raven.
I will say though,
Raven.
Yeah,
I will say though.
I'm just saying. I understand why. Like with all the women on this ship, I understand why that what's his name got the med chick pregnant.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised. I'm surprised all of that. Like not all of them. Like only one of them came away from this with
one, right? She gets pregnant in season 1, then she stays home in season 2.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a
and he's the pilot, right? He almost dies. Yep.
No, he does die.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Oh my god, he does die. Fuck, dude, I forgot about.
He also does a whole lot of other stuff too.
Yeah, he's a badass motherfucker. That shit made me cry.
Yep.
He has one of the best deaths.
Is there a Starsha statue? I'm curious.
I'm sure there is. I am positive there is.
How much do you want to bet?
Oh, dude, I'm looking up a Dessler statue right now. I'm about to buy it. I'm gonna get my dad a fucking Okita statue.
I just want to get like a full on Yamato, like a full on Yamato model.
Oh, that's mine though. I can't get that for my dad because that's mine. If I get that,
I know, but I want one for myself for my collection. Either way, so let's keep the conversation rolling because there are a bunch of other points that I do want to hit. And the first one being, we kind of made reference to this earlier with a little bit of talk of like comparing this to like Eren Yeager earlier, well, particularly Dessler to Eren Yeager. But this is one of the things I actually want to talk about is I feel like this and Attack on Titan both have very similar messages. They're both pretty much about the horrors of war, right? I think we can all agree on that point.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I feel like the space battleship Yamato, though, does a much better job of not only like conveying that message in a way that isn't retardedly nihilistic like Attack on Titan, but it also ends the series in a far more satisfying fashion, no matter where you decide you want to stop this show, whether it's season 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's fair too.
And that's one of the things I want to talk about is like, I feel like this show really did a very good job of like portraying like the horrors of war sort of element that it was trying to go for. Like you start off with this perception, like the series is selling you the propaganda that the Gamilons are all evil. They just, like did all this horrible stuff to us. Look what they've done to our planet. And like, we need to, this is our only chance to, save ourselves and, like fight back and all that stuff. And the longer the series goes on through season 1, the more and more you see more of Gamilon society. And the more you start to realize like there aren't actually like very many good people involved in this war. And the Gamilons aren't like horrible, ruthless, bloodthirsty people. Even Dessler himself, who positions himself as this like terrible despot, has a noble side to him that like you almost like you can't help but respect, particularly when it comes to like I mentioned, we talked earlier about the guy who was commanding the Pluto base, and like everything that happens with him. And after his death,
Yeah.
the one thing that made me like really intrigued by Dessler as a character, and one of the things I think that helped really sell me on this show, was Dessler immediately goes and says, "All right, make sure that his family and the families of all the crew members there are promoted to first class citizens."
Yeah.
Yep.
Dessler's not a bad guy, bro. He cares about his
Honestly,
people. He cares about his
honestly,
people. And that's why he's the exact same. Like, he is a better version of Thrawn. Because
honestly,
Thrawn is only doing what Thrawn is doing for the Empire, for his people. He is sent to the Empire to make peace with them from outside the galaxy in order to get in with the Emperor, because they know that the Yuuzhan Vong are coming. And they know that they need allies. And if they can get the entire Empire to ally with them, then there they go. So Thrawn doesn't give a fuck about the rebellion and the Empire. His whole point is, I care about my planet. I care about my people. So I'm going to side with what looks to be the winning side. They have a Death Star. They're obviously going to be the winners, right? So he's not even really evil. And that's how Dessler is. He does some heinous shit, but it's all for the betterment of his people.
I kind of think. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Muffler. Just like kind of to Crimson's point, like, and I mean, we kind of like touched on this earlier, but like, I think the thing that makes me like this show better than Attack on Titan is that like,
Ooh, that's crazy.
Okay, that's a hot take.
well,
I
no,
respect
like,
it honestly,
I
because
respect the fuck out of
the
it.
ending of this is so much better, so much more satisfying than Attack on Titan.
I think that I think that
Bro.
Attack on Titan.
I read all the reviews just now, by the way, and everybody says that there's no bad reviews on it, and there's a lot of them. So just so you know, there is one out there for $102, and I might be
send that link to the Fictionology group chat.
Yeah, I'll put that in the group chat for you guys, because I think I'm going to cop this.
It's over a foot long too. That's a pretty decent size.
That's what she said.
That's also what she said.
Bro, if that's what she's saying about me, I'm satisfied. Okay.
I will send that over to the Discord.
I wish, bro, but you're overestimating by like 6 times, dude.
So, to my point though, so I'm not saying that this show is better than Attack on Titan. I'm saying that like I overall like it better. I think because kind of to Crimson's point, like, and the end of Attack on Titan is necessary and it's good, but like I don't know, this show to me just ends better. I don't know. I'm a sucker for happy endings, but to the more bigger point, I actually believe that, like, Dessler is actually more justified than Eren Yeager. And so, therefore, it was kind of easier for me to not swallow, but for me to, like, understand what, like, Dessler's doing compared to Eren Yeager. Because I think that, yes, they were both in dire situations. And I guess you could kind of say that Eren didn't have any choice, but I think Dessler's overall a better person than Eren Yeager. So, like, therefore, like, Eren would not have made, like, the family of, like, one of his fallen soldiers, like, first class people. Eren would not have done that, at least, like, in my own point of view. So that, to me, automatically makes Dessler a better person. So when it comes to the Attack on Titan comparison, I think that Dessler, not only is he a better written protagonist, no, sorry, antagonist, villain, because technically, because technically Eren's the villain of Attack on Titan, but like, I think that like Dessler is just like more justified
I think
would you guys?
humanity is the villain for Attack on Titan, to be honest with you, but I just think humans in general are the true villain. It's just the world.
Would you guys say though, and like it's fine if you don't, but like would you guys say that Dessler has more of a justified reason for what he is doing than Aaron Yeager?
Yeah, he's trying to save everybody.
Here's what I will say is both Dessler and Eren Yeager sort of represent the concept of the necessary evil. They both become what they are because they believe there is no path by which they can achieve their goals except through doing the evil thing they know is wrong. The difference is that Dessler has fully considered everything that he's done. He also shows like after becoming, this monster, he still shows a lot of points at which he is terribly concerned with people. And I don't really say that he's less evil than Eren Yeager because they both commit atrocities. Let's be entirely honest. They both kill millions of people at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I mean Eren Yeager wiped out
Aaron
80%
killed
of a
billions
planet.
though.
Eren Yeager killed 80% of a planet. Dessler did that multiple times over.
Correct.
That's true.
So Dessler's crimes are far worse. The difference is Dessler is portrayed in a way that I actually respect him because ultimately he comes to understand that his war was effectively pointless. Like especially in season 2, that was the moment I really liked. Like with the clone and everything, like I'm gonna choose not to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And that was basically the moment where Dessler is like, in all of this time, I've never felt this way. Like in all this time, I was absolutely sure of what I was doing, and now I kind of question what I'm going for. The big thing, the reason I would say that I actually would say that Space Battleship Yamato is a better series than Attack on Titan is because, like I said, it is a far more satisfying, less nihilistic take on the very same concept. Where Attack on Titan says humanity is doomed to constantly repeating the same cycle of violence no matter what we do. Space Battleship Yamato comes at it
There's
with
hope.
There is a way out, there is hope.
Yeah.
But you have to be the one brave enough to make that decision.
I actually agree with that, Crimson. And kind of like, and I think we talked about this when we did the Attack on Titan fictionology, but like, I don't know, dude. Like, especially with like how like the real world is now, I'm a sucker for happy endings, and so like when I saw the end of the show, I was like, okay, like, you know, I really do like me a happy ending, and I felt better at the end of this than I did at the end of Attack on Titan. I get that that's the point of Attack
You
on
also
Titan.
can't convince me that, unlike Eren Yeager, Kodai didn't go home and spend the rest of his life sailing, being the captain of a ship and plowing his wife.
Facts.
Yep.
Because there is no way that dude didn't is just like, I don't know, maybe once or twice every now and no. You're in a room with Yuki Mori.
Facts.
I understand. I'm sorry, Muffler. I just want to wrap up my point. I get why season 4 of Attack on Titan had to be the way that it was, but I think that what really got me to enjoy Yamato more was the fact that like there was hope, whereas and like I know I'm stealing from Crimson's point, but like there's just something I think that I find to be more like interesting when like the characters are clinging on to hope, kind of in like, like would the battle at the Black Gate be as interesting in the Return of the King if they weren't holding on to hope that Frodo was still on his way to Mount Doom? No, I don't think so. So
I would agree with you.
That's a good
No,
take.
no, that's one of the things
That's a perfect take, actually. Thank you, Roman. That's a good
yeah,
one.
this I'll say echo a similar sentiment here, but in a bit of a different way. When you can have a like dark, gritty, painful story, but without hope, it's nothing but nihilism and misery.
Mhm. The Got Lanterns or whatever, they were pretty, like that's pretty much what they represented, as far as that was concerned, getting lost in the negative emotions of just loss in general. And yeah, so I'm with you on that. I was gonna bring up, because I agree pretty much with everything that everybody has said so far. I just wanted to add the nuance to it and jump in regarding Kodai and how he parallels a lot with Dessler in the sense that like he has a lot of lives on his balance sheet, because he was the one ultimately pulling that trigger, and sending off like the wave motion gun during season 1, and then directly giving the order a lot of times in season 2, and is carrying that weight, and ultimately like he had issues with it there towards the end, but it's coming from a different perspective, I think, ultimately, where one feels like they're justified always, where the other one's like, well, no, you're always going to have that doubt on what the right thing to do is, but you're just trying to do the best you can, and, et cetera, et cetera. So I like the way that interplayed, especially with what you guys were bringing up as far as Aaron Yeager is concerned, too, because, Kodai compared to him would be one that, is much more moral, I feel, and more measured in their response to the situation, and doesn't get lost in the woods, like the way Aaron did. It just, I'm just going to wreck all the toys because I can't have what I want type of thing. But anyway, sorry. That's all I wanted to add.
I would agree with you on certain parts of like the Dessler Kodai parallel. But
Yeah.
there's one key like place where like Dessler actually kind of shows what Kodai could have been in this, where Kodai ultimately like he is very insistent on using the wave motion gun, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And later on, like Juzo Okita is the one to like sort of like goad him away from it. In season 2, Kodai is very committed to that promise to Starsha of not using the wave motion gun. And there's some other things with there that I'll touch on, but particularly the way that I kind of look at Dessler and Kodai is Dessler was basically what Kodai could have become if he hadn't had the proper guidance. Kodai might very well have become the same person who would do things by any means necessary.
Yep.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what he becomes. He does become something that he doesn't want to be. Exactly what his brother warned him about.
Well, not really. Kodai
he goes back on it, but he does become it for a minute.
Kodai still does maintain that level of like moral conviction throughout the series. Does he falter at times? Does he have his struggles? Yes, obviously he's the hero, and there's a whole lot of pressure being put on his shoulders to try and save everyone. Like basically, this is the second time in his life everything is riding on decisions that he might have to make. The difference is though that given the situation where he could like the pull the trigger scene, it's one of my favorite moments in this whole show. Yeah, because that's basically where Kodai like fully diverges from what Dessler was. Kodai is the one to choose to stop pulling the trigger, the one to choose to look past all of the evil that each side has committed against the other and be like, there is a way out of this if we're willing to just turn back now. That's another thing I did like about season 2 is the fact that this concept is also applied to the relationship between Earth and Gamulas.
Yep.
Where you have another one of my favorite moments, especially out of season 2, was when who's the ambassador for the Gamulas shows up at Earth with like an entire fleet. Like it's the Yamato's job to destroy the enemy, will defend Earth.
Oh yeah, dude, that shit's sick.
I was gonna say that ambassador was
they're working with the Gamulas.
Yeah, that ambassador too, like he is kind of like unsung as well, I would say, because he really helps them out quite a bit in multiple
he's
times. But yeah, just as an aside.
Mm-hmm. So, like, there's a lot of like really cool things you can get into with this series. That's one of the things I like about it is the fact that you can look at it in so many ways. You can also look at it in the terms of what I've sort of dubbed the atomic bomb question. The idea of, do you sacrifice a large number of people to save an even larger number of people? And it's more generally can be phrased as just the question of war. But I like the atomic bomb question because I always like to frame it like this. When it came down to that, to ending the war in the Pacific, Truman faced a decision. He could go with what his advisors said would cost millions of lives, both sides combined, as U.S. forces invaded mainland Japan, and they fought bitterly to the very end. And as far as they'd seen, people had been ending their own lives to avoid being occupied by U.S. Forces.
Yep.
Or he could show tremendous force to dissuade any resistance and try and, pressure the Japanese into surrender. And it would cost thousands of innocent lives. But that weighed against millions of other lives. What choice do you make? Do you intentionally do the thing you know is much more evil, dropping the atomic bomb on cities that are full of innocent civilians? Or do you hope and pray that by invading the mainland, people don't start ending their own lives out of fear that the U.S. is going to eat them? And that was legitimately a thing the Japanese believed. They thought the Americans were cannibals.
That's kind of what? That's,
so to sum all this up is the space battleship Yamato kind of asks the same question, is a similar question, I should say. Are we justified in using the wave motion gun, which we promised we would not use,
I love
to protect a larger number of people than we would destroy? And a lot of times,
love that.
When Kodai uses the gun in this, one of the things I liked is I don't think he actually directly kills anyone with it, especially the first time when the entire Gatlantean fleet comes out, it starts doing their formation and everything. He didn't directly kill them. He just paralyzed them.
Yep.
No, there is a scene where that gun is used to kill, and that's what
Terrazar, I believe.
Yeah, that's what
they use the gun to destroy a large piece of the rock surrounding Terrazar in order to.
But they also use the gun to destroy the tower, right?
I'm talking specifically season 2 when Kodai is the one making the decision to use it.
Yeah, but Kodai also sees all of this happen in season 1, and he knows it's he argues against it from the rip. I'm pretty sure after he sees
because of Andromeda. Yeah.
Yeah.
In season 2, in season 1, he's pretty gung ho about using it because of the power. And he sees and then he sees what it can actually do, and is much more hesitant.
By the way, it wouldn't be a Fictionology if I didn't mention Halo.
You've already mentioned Halo.
I know, but that's what the Hat Cannon's based on.
I would actually like to see how much people actually drew inspiration from Space Battleship Yamato, because I can genuinely see. My apologies, people. I said, I have had a persistent cough, and it was either drug myself and drink or drink and drug myself.
Hell yeah.
Roman, you're doing good, bud.
Discord?
What?
Did you get my message on Discord?
What do you think I'm doing?
I was just asking if you got it, bro, because my shit's being stupid right now. It's not letting me do anything.
Why do you think I've been quiet the last 2 minutes? I'm trying to put this in there.
All right. I wasn't pressuring you. I was simply asking if you got the message.
Okay. Is there any other big topics anyone wants to hit on, like storytelling, like characters, interpretation?
Yeah, everything with the Gatlanteans. The entire Gatlantean story arc is amazing. We haven't even talked about the fact that they're clones. They clone themselves Like that's
I will let you take the lead on this one. So go ahead.
So Kaminoans, they're Kaminoans. So the
That is
Kaminoans in
true.
Star Wars, the Kaminoans in Star Wars created themselves through selective breeding because their planet began to flood. So they selectively cloned themselves over and over and over and over and over again to make amphibians. That's what they did. And that's how they came up with that. That's how the Kaminoans became what they are. They're a cloning race. So, same thing goes for the Gotlantians. The Gotlantians figured out that cloning was the main thing, so they continued to just clone themselves over and over and over again. And they're so heartless, right? They're just the most heartless. They're more heartless than Gomulans. And Gomulans are very much like people. Roman said hi, Lily. Is she in chat?
She might be.
Hello, Lily. Welcome.
What up, homie G? But the Gomulans, they're very like humans, which is what makes them so interesting. But the Gotlantians are very like
They're more foreign.
yeah, they're way more foreign. They remind me of like Romulans. You know, they're very much they don't give a fuck. Right? Lily, subscribe to Crimson Law, by the way. But
Hey, Roland.
they very much don't care about their progeny. And what I like about what we see with the Gotlantians is when they're faced with certain death, like the love comes out, man.
Yeah, they're still
They
human.
are human. Like it's so like I love that scene where he just turns to his clone and like he wants to grab the kid, like he wants to save him, and he can't. He knows he can't. The kid knows he's gonna die. He said, "I want to die." Right? Oh, it's so good.
Who's the leader of the Gotlantians again?
I forget
Zorder.
Zorder. So
Zorder.
Zorder's clone.
Zorder. It has a W.
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
Zorder.
Zorder, like his clone too, because I'm pretty sure that was his clone. Was the one that
His
that
clone was
confronts
the
them.
father of the clone. Yeah.
Yeah. The spy though, right? Like the one that was working with Dessler. Sorry, I
Yes.
think. Yeah.
Yes, the one that was working with Dessler was the son of the clone of Zorder.
Yeah, exactly. So that one, like, gave me the like, even from their standpoints. Oh well, maybe we can be different and stuff, right? You know, and the way he got stuffed out was rough, man. That was a good storytelling beat, you know.
Yeah,
but yeah, just even that.
He didn't get a good ending. He died.
Yep.
Like that.
I really like Dessler's quote in that moment. It's also pointless.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my god. How about when Dessler pulls the gun out when we finally see Starsha?
You mean Teresa?
Teresa. My bad. Yes, Teresa.
Dude, Teresa could maybe be fan service, but like no, like that's an entirely interesting concept too. But anyway.
But like when they're there, right?
Yeah.
And they're in the room, and all of a sudden Dessler shows up. Like, holy fuck, dude, it's so good. He's just phenomenal. He is a phenomenal character.
The charisma as he confronts Teresa too, like
That's
over
when he first meets Kodai, isn't it? When he
Yeah.
finally-
That is when he first meets Kodai, yes.
Yeah.
That is their very first face-to-face meeting.
Oh my god, dude! But they've talked before, right, over comms. But
I'm
like
not sure.
I think they had over. Well, no, Okita talked to him.
yeah.
Okita has talked to Dessler, so Kodai knows who Dessler is, but Dessler doesn't know who Kodai is. He just knows that Kodai is a good pilot that keeps fucking with him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! This show is amazing. Can you guys like seriously? I just want to know. How glad are you on a scale of 1 to 10 that you actually watched the show?
I actually want to thank you because this has turned into.
I don't mean it
like-
that way. I just mean like
I
wanna know
gave it a 9 out of 10 on both seasons.
I was gonna say I want to
Damn,
know
bro.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you guys
Roland
like?
just
Wow,
cut me the
I
hell
can't
off,
believe
Jesus.
this. Because it's such a goated show that's just like It's like Burn Notice to me, right? Like no one's watched it, but it's fucking phenomenal.
Roland, by the way, check your Discord. I sent you something. Hee hee. But
Also, didn't get a chance to
I give
answer,
it.
but
I
no. When you're
I
done,
give this
when you're
also,
done.
I give this also like a 9 out of 10. Like it's very solid.
Roman,
And
you gotta send. That's sick, but you have to put the picture that I sent you into it first, and then tell it to do all of those things.
oh, my
You get what I'm
bad.
saying?
My bad. Yeah. Sorry.
So like the picture that I sent you, that's my profile picture usually. Take that,
Uh-huh.
put it into the app, and then put all of that.
Stop weaponizing AI. All right. The
I'm gonna
poor
weaponize
analyzer can only deal with so much.
Analyzer didn't give his life to become a weapon.
Oh my god, I
Roland.
forgot. No,
Roland.
wait. Analyzer died. Doesn't the doctor die and the engineer?
No, the
not
doctor
the
lives.
doesn't.
He's in the very
lives.
like he's
Doctor
in the end
almost
scene slamming another bottle of sake, dude.
Yeah.
Actually, guys, wait. I actually have one more question. So,
you have a
is
lot
there
of
any
questions, okay?
is there any space Battleship Yamato characters that would take their shirt off on stream for $10?
Probably.
I mean, they're all military, man. So I don't know.
Probably Shinohara.
Yeah, probably should.
about-
Oh, that's another thing. I mentioned it a while back, but this is a joke from season 1 that I thought was really fucking creative. So the English voice for Shinohara is the voice of Sanji from One Piece.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Know, I did
Wait,
know
what?
that.
And there's a scene in there where he's talking to the AI and he calls it Navi Sweet because that's what Sanji usually refers to Nami as. He calls her Nami Sweet. I was like, holy shit, that's actually a really good like joke to slip in there, and it makes sense in this one.
Yeah, it's a great little reference.
Yeah, so that was something I did want to mention.
So I want to ask you guys.
Yeah.
I have a question for you that I've been waiting to ask.
All right, well, I'm
And I
two
guess-
harders deep, so now's the great
Well, I
time to
guess
start
we'll-
asking questions.
We can start with Captain Law over here. Favorite scene?
Favorite scene?
I know there's one scene that hit all of you. Like I know because this show has a ton of scenes that just hit different. So I know each one of you has a scene, like whatever the first one that comes to mind. When I ask you what scene hit different, whatever comes to mind first, that's your answer.
I actually have two, and I mentioned one earlier where it's the Gamulons coming to defend Earth in the final battle.
Yep.
The second one is the end of season, just close to the end of season 1, where the well, technically Mamoru brings Yuki back to life.
Yep.
That was going to be one of mine. Yeah.
Those two scenes were the ones that like I was sitting there like as all that was happening. I'm like, you are not gonna do this to Kodai after everything this dude's been through. You better fucking not, or I'm not finishing this show.
Yeah, dude, for real. This show has a couple scenes like that where you're like, if you fucking do this, I'm gonna turn you off.
I think
If they had killed Yuki, I would have stopped right there.
Yep.
I think that's tough because there's a lot of great damn.
Roman, your
You know
profile
what?
picture right now.
Well, actually though, I think I'm a sucker for the Dessler cannon. So when
The Dessler cannon's so tight, dude. I just can't. Like
when the Dessler cannon destroyed Epidora, bro, I was like, bro, what the hell? Like that was like, I think that's my moment. That was kind of like for me, like not in terms of like how it impacted the story, but that was for me what like Obito revealing himself in Naruto was kind of like. Like
As a
it
big
had
reveal, because
That actually reminds me. There's another really fucking awesome scene that comes to mind, and it is the Yamato rushing the fleet at Baldwin.
Oh, that shit's
Yeah,
fucking
that's good.
sick.
It's-
Isn't
That
that where
one's
they launch
really
all
fucking good.
missiles?
Hmm?
Is that where they launch all missiles?
Yeah, that's where they basically just start spamming all their weapons.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, they just spam everything. Yeah,
As they're like
it's
they're
so-
rushing to the gate, and then they think they shoot them down, and they come up and they basically
I
just
love that. Like this show perfectly encapsulates the tenacity of humans. Like I just fucking love it. It's just like no, fuck you, like fuck you. Like it's so good.
the Yamato out here like I didn't hear no bell.
Yep.
I didn't hear no bell.
I would say the first cool moment, because again, the emotional moment for me that was the one where his brother saved Yuki, obviously. Like, so I piggybacked on that a little bit, but like the first cool moment for me that kind of started getting me into the series a little bit more had to be when they started encountering, the laser beams were pretty awesome as far as the battle around Pluto and stuff. But anyway. The first one that really sold me on it was definitely the introduction of the submarines and the fucking badass wolf captain, like the wolfhound type.
Yeah.
Wolf Facken.
Yeah, that was kick ass in my opinion. All right, because I was not expecting
It was kick ass. You're correct.
But the vibe of that, and they threw something out of left field that I was like, okay, yeah, obviously it's about space and, they're ships, all right, and they're very obviously looking like ships because the Yamato and stuff. But no, like you have submarines too, and stuff. So yeah,
Bro, just the idea of the submarines is so cool. Like they phase into a different dimension and then phase out. Like that's fucking awesome.
Yep. And they in the other dimension is like, the analogous of being underwater.
Being
stuff
underwater,
too.
yeah.
Dude, so
cool. Like
I did again the naval tactics on the high solar seas,
Yeah.
Yep.
And can we just acknowledge how awesome the Yamato is? That it literally is a boat from World War II that they refitted to make into a spaceship because it has older technology, so it can't be hacked by the Gamilons. That's the only reason they use it. That's so fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's retrofit a World War II vessel that we still have in 2199. Fucking awesome. Like, just all the concepts of this show, amazing.
It's very creative in that regard, I would say. Yeah. A bit fanciful, but at the same time,
The premise is very much like the old school, like anime stuff. Like you're gonna take an old World War II battleship that was sunk, and retrofit it to go into space, and you're gonna go on this like lone wolf mission to try and
save Earth.
To save Earth. There's a lot of like ridiculousness just in the premise, but the way it executes on all of that is fantastic.
It perfectly. You're like, wow, this premise is ridiculous, but then when you watch it, it works.
Again, it does everything that like Attack on Titan does, but with fucking better execution.
Yeah, I agree. It
has good characters, it has a better ending. The whole story of it's very competent, very maturely done, and I'm losing my ability to appraise things as I am downing another alcoholic beverage. I'm starting to realize that, like I'm getting fucked up here.
Let's go. We love that.
Do we? Do we want Drunk Crimson to start threatening people?
Look, Rosler is currently cheersing you.
One thing I didn't.
Wait, whose turn is it?
We're
I
taking
was just
turns.
Yeah, for real. It's controlled chaos right now. No, the one thing I didn't get a
No.
chance to respond to before.
It's organized chaos.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up, or you go in timeout again.
Maybe
I
we-
will throw you in gay baby jail, Roman.
Go ahead and kick me from stream.
Bet.
I was just going to say that after hearing the enthusiasm and remembering some of the parts of, because I had to rush season 2 quite a bit. I was going to say that for me, I mentioned at the start where I did like season 1 more, but before like going into this cold, I was going to give season 1 a 9 and season 2 like a 7.5. But now I'm fucking sold on season 2, so I'm giving it like an 8, 8.5, something like that. I think it's still weaker than season 1, but it's pretty damn good too. I think it's a pretty consistent series overall, and the fact that like they teased stuff like the whole and I didn't know about it until the wiki, obviously because I was trying to refresh my memory on names and stuff like that, but the fact that like Mamoru did go ahead and get with Starsha and stuff like that, and there is like a child and so other things there's more to the story. Cool. And I haven't watched the rest of the story, so I kind of want to watch those OVAs now and like finish off the series. To be honest with you, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so the OVAs, those are in the original show.
Okay.
So like those OVAs, like one of them is them hanging out on Ishkantar for a while. Like they're there. Like once they reach there, they're there for like 3 to 4 months. And in the show, they mention that, but they don't show it, right? They show flashbacks to them on Ishkandar.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, well, they had the one episode where it's like, hey, let's unwind a little bit now that we're here in this lush paradise.
In the original, it's much longer. Like they're there for like 5 or 6 episodes.
There was some time skips in season 1 that tripped me out.
Yes,
pretty good. And I was like, what the hell? That's a lot of information in a recap. You don't
get those time skips in the. So what that would be is they're cutting out quote unquote filler, which is a lot of the cast like hanging out on the ship. Like there's episodes that are complete dialogue. But it's worth it. Like, like if you're a fan of the characters and you want more of them.
That's kind of where I was at on it. I mean, as long as the dialogue's good too. I mean, because I was like, man,
so
these
that's
characters,
that when like I said earlier that I had had dreams when I was a little kid about being in the crew like with these people. Like it was because of those episodes. Like I'm a big fan of quote unquote filler episodes because I like character development.
Shut like if you're fuck up, Mexican.
Yo, Rolando's the Mexican me. Come on, Rolando.
So
we should agree.
Hold on, I need to change my picture to reflect how I'm feeling right now. So go ahead.
I had one final cool thing that I really left an impression on me on this series too that I wanted to bring up. But so we all know the segue from one episode to the next. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yeah.
The ending sequence of the season 1 is fucking phenomenal, bro. It's like this is the Yamato, so you have Okita voiceovering it and stuff, and then it's like there are 260 days until humanity's destruction. Or I'm like, oh shit! The tension is so awesome in season 1 because man. Anyway, I just wanted to point that I think it's the best.
You're
going
correct.
into the next.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Like I love that.
If you remember, you get some episodes where Dessler is.
Oh, that's true.
Like so usually it ends with Okita talking, but there's like some episodes where it's Sanada, and there's some episodes where it's Kodai, and there's some episodes where it's Dessler. And I think there's an episode or 2 where it's Yuki and Akira.
That's true.
Can we talk about the whole thing with Akira where
the love triangle, maybe, or
No,
Where
when
like
she-
everyone she ever has a meaningful connection with fucking dies.
well, I was gonna say
Yeah.
when she's perceived to be a villain.
How is she perceived to what?
Isn't she perceived to be a villain at one point? Or is
No,
she the one
that's-
hunting down the chick who's the villain? Perceived to be the villain. Dude, I don't remember this.
Well, she had her revenge arc, kind of like Kodai, you know. But
She
it
goes
was
dark, right? Doesn't she go dark for a minute? Am I
yeah.
wrong?
With Ditz, she went
I
dark, and then
was about to
she
say with Dietz, there's the whole
Yeah.
thing where like
Yeah,
they
Dietz.
both do their dog fight and everything.
leading up to them working out their issues or whatever. She was pretty villainous there for a little bit, where she's on edge and stuff. But yeah.
She was kind of cunty for a little while.
Yeah, she was kind of a bitch.
But you know what? Sometimes that's kind of hot, so who cares?
I mean, she is hot.
Anyone
God,
else
so-
got anything they want to talk about?
Did you get all quiet when I said she's hot? God.
I mean, she is hot. I don't have much to add.
Sorry,
like,
I'm
yeah.
pulling a Nick Ricado with the camera off here.
A little toot for the snoot if you want to go
Fuck,
the
I just
route.
spilled alcohol on myself.
Oh no, Nick! Come on, stop spilling cocaine all over yourself. Stop spilling cocaine all over your 8-year-old daughter.
Oh.
Let me go get my Sonichu medallion. Maybe that'll.
Oh no!
All right then.
Oh,
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's
I got
listen,
I got
guys.
nothing more to
anybody
say.
anybody that has a Sonichu medallion,
you are cursed.
you're cursed. Don't ever like if
I'm
anybody.
gonna start building the movie Bob like can collection, but it's all just alcohol I drank tonight.
All right, movie Bob, let's go. We can watch him. Dude, Magneto was right. Come on, the UNSC are all
He
Nazis.
was right. The
Shut the-
fucking Earth sucks.
Shut the fuck up,
Magneto
man.
Was desolate
Magneto
right.
was right, and the UNSC are Nazis. If you play Halo, you're a Nazi.
Okay, so no more like big topics for Space Battleship Yamato because I have a couple of like other like random like fandom things that I do want to talk about.
Last big topic that I have to say about Space Battleship Yamato would be that I think it's a great show. I highly recommend it for a lot of people to watch it. I think you guys would all enjoy it if you guys like the shows that we talk about on this specific show. I think you'd probably enjoy this one. And other than that, got a lot of great space battle scenes. If you guys like space battles, at least watch those from this show.
Yeah.
It has since became my third favorite anime. So Roland,
Oh,
thank you
no
for
shit. Really?
thank
He's
you
only
for
watched like
bringing it.
5 anime ever, so
No cap. I watched Naruto, Dragon Ball, Space Battleship, Yamato, Cowboy Bebop, Attack on Titan, Death Note.
that's 6.
Okay.
One
And
more
It's in
than
the top
5.
half.
I was close, and I'm fucking drunk, bitch.
Roman, did it work on Discord? What I sent you?
Anyway,
so it doesn't let me download it on computer, so I'm gonna have to do it on my phone. I'll send it to you tomorrow or at some point within like the next 2 to 4 months.
Wait, 2 to 4 months.
2 to 4 months. Okay, anyway, I do highly recommend if you haven't watched Space Battleship Yamato, at least the remake versions. There are a lot of fantastic elements to this. It's a very good story. The characters are all fantastic. It's a very creative premise. And overall, one thing I don't think we've touched on quite enough yet is the music, not just the intro, but
Yep.
like the background
Yeah.
music and everything.
The organ.
It's all fantastic. And if I can find a vinyl of the album, like the background music album for this show,
I'll find
I
you
am
one.
definitely gonna fucking get it. It's part of the reason why I'd love to go to like Japan, because I would love to go
Jan.
to a place like
You've been drinking tonight, Jan?
yes, I have quite a bit. In fact, it's been a week.
We don't want you to turn into Roland now.
It's been a week, and it's only
Yo,
Wednesday.
fuck off.
I mean, alcoholism does run in the family. So
No,
that's-
alcoholism doesn't run in my family. It drives.
Jeez.
Okay. No, that's one of the reasons I'd love to go to like Japan.
Lily,
like
hop off my
Akihabara.
screen.
You fucking interrupt me again. You go on the gay baby.
You fucking-
Crimson, let me come tickle you, okay?
That's pretty gay, bro.
I don't want to hear. Anyway, I'd love to go to like Akihabara and just like go around some of like the merch shops and stuff and see if they have any like good like collectibles and stuff like that. It would be really cool to find some Space Battleship Yamato stuff
Crimson,
because this show has worked its way up really high in my list of anime. And not only do I want to get like,
I knew you guys would love it. I knew you would.
not only do I want to get like a replica of the Space Battleship Yamato, but I also want to get like some posters and stuff. So when I ultimately have, shut the fuck up. You're going in the gay baby jail now. Shut the.
Thank you,
Interrupting
God.
me, bitch. I also want to get some like posters and shit for like when I eventually have my own place, so I can have this around. It's a good show.
High
Replacing
rolling.
Roman. We should have the captain next to the Rosler. I have something to share. I think you'll appreciate.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh,
The art on that is great too.
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Full
I love
vinyl,
that.
boys. eBay, $26.99.
I wonder if the
I don't trust
soundtrack
eBay.
for the 1977 version is different from the soundtrack for the
So,
the 2000s version.
all right. So I also have other ones right here. What's the 2001?
Well, I mean, 2199 is the first remake.
And 2202, I think, something like that.
Your mom.
Mhm.
Yeah. 2202, I know, is the second one.
Now,
2199.
The final song for 21 or 2202, the last episode was we're fading out type thing. That guitar riff and everything, bro. I agree. The music is great. They had multiple endings in season 2 that were pretty strong, in my opinion.
I would have to go back and listen because I was pretty fucking tired when I got to the very end. I did notice they had multiple endings.
Yep.
But I was
Ooh, nice.
really tired when I got to the end of season 2. Well, actually, it would have been this morning. It would have been like 2:00 this morning. And I was just like, all right, pack it up, put me to sleep. I should have gone and grabbed a drink and knocked myself out, but I didn't.
Gentlemen, there is another cover.
Why do I have this light on? I haven't turned my camera on the whole fucking night.
Don't remind me, all right?
Oh,
I've got
sorry.
lights in my eyes.
Yo, look at that cover.
The Teresa one, or is that Starsha?
That's Starsha. Or no, that would be Teresa, I think.
That's
Either
not Starsha.
way,
I mean, dude, this one, I think this one's the best. Like, I think we should. I'm gonna
that one's fucking sick.
I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
crop
agree.
that, bro. I think.
Oh, what's the one? What's the one down into the right there?
This one
No, in the middle of that row.
right here.
Yeah, what's that?
I don't think that is like a legitimate record.
That music video series. Oh yeah, it's probably not anything.
If I go to all right,
Either way, I want to see if they actually like reused a lot of the music from the original series for this because it kind of seems like it. The music from this,
the intro is the same.
I was about to say the background music feels like it is out of the original series. It does not feel like it came from this time period. I feel like if it did come from the 2000s, it would have been much more dramatic, intense. This stuff, it's I don't know. I don't want to say dated because that kind of comes with a negative connotation. But the stuff from this music definitely feels like it is anachronistic.
Bro, I think I might have to cop this.
That is fucking sick.
Yeah,
that's
I
so
agree.
cool, dude. Like, that's so fucking dope.
I was gonna say I wish they would do for Gundam like the original OG Gundam. I wish that they would redo it in the same fashion as Battleship Yamato. I think that that would be pretty phenomenal in my opinion. But that's just because you were mentioning the music and reusing like the opening and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it would be pretty awesome.
So to end the night, unless anyone has some like other like random thing they want to bring up, I have a fun question for us to talk about now that I'm nice and intoxicated.
I love
Okay.
being this intoxicated.
Okay, 1v1. The space battleship Yamato or an Imperial Star Destroyer?
Yamato.
Yamato. Just
I would
because
say Yamato.
Yamato.
Firepower and maneuverability, plus its wave motion shields are
the
much
wave motion
stronger.
gun. That's it. Wave
Yeah,
motion gun would cut a Star Destroyer in half.
The next question, I mean,
Now,
it would more than cut a Star Destroyer in half.
No, here's the thing though.
Next question: if we ruled out the wave motion gun again, who do you think? Which one do you think would win?
Star Destroyer.
I would still go with the Yamato.
No, I wouldn't for the sole reason that the Star Destroyer's turbo lasers are definitely cutting through the shields immediately. So what needs to happen is the Yamato needs to jump in and fire the wave motion gun from a long distance, farther than the turbo lasers can lock on. Because if they're close enough for the turbo lasers can cut through those shields immediately.
I don't think so, because the wave motion shields have resisted far more than.
I don't think their shields are as powerful as something from a Star Destroyer.
I disagree. I still feel like just because of sheer mobility and everything that I've seen from Space Battleship Yamato, I still think when it's in a 1v1, I would still say I would put my money on the Yamato. Especially given the crew piloting it.
I don't think so with the sheer level of bombardment that a Star Destroyer could put out, because like when they can orbitably bombard a planet. So I really don't. What's up, RCS Rules? I don't quite think that a Star Destroyer would have much of a problem against a Yamato on its own from close range. I'm talking long range. Yamato wins. Because Yamato does actually, compared to most other starships, the Yamato has a long-range capability. A lot of other starships in many other forms of media do not have long-range capability like that.
So you're saying if the Yamato did what it does best and rely on guerrilla warfare, it has a good chance?
Well, the Yamato can also jump, right? Because the Yamato can dip into that other realm the same way a submarine can. So the Yamato can like dip in and out. So realistically, yes, the Yamato wins. But like, if the Yamato were to jump right next to a Star Destroyer, they're fucked. They would have to, effectively, they would have to snipe them, which they could do.
Next question, I would say, would be how many, like, given all its capabilities, how many Star Destroyers do you think the Yamato could take on this at the same time?
Realistically, two. Yeah, considering the firepower on a Star Destroyer, it can level a city. One Star Destroyer can level a city from space. So like it'd be the same question as like, can a Yamato, like, it would be actually easier for the Yamato to take on 2 Covenant corvettes, because the corvettes don't have as many guns. Like the Star Destroyer's guns are like that thing is covered in turbo lasers. So if you have 2 of them just bombarding the Yamato, there's nothing it can do except dip and get far away. We've seen this in the show where it has to leave because it's just getting destroyed by fire. Like, it doesn't have enough. Mm-hmm. It itself does not have enough cannons to combat that. So I would say 2 Star Destroyers, but realistically, like, if it was 2 Covenant corvettes, they're getting fucked up. That's why the UNSC and Halo put so many cannons on their ships.
All right.
They specifically have ships that just do a spin and just fire in all directions.
Are there any other like notable series we could talk? Oh, we talked about this one earlier. Yamato or the Starship Enterprise?
Yamato.
Ooh, the Yamato, yeah.
100% Yamato.
Which Enterprise?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, you sound very, very confident on that. Defend your position.
The Enterprise is not a warship.
Like,
It's a
isn't it?
research vessel, technically, but yeah, I
it's
mean,
not a warship. It does not have the capabilities for war. The Yamato does.
it has shields. It has long range torpedoes.
Does it have
It
shields
has,
against the wave motion gun?
yeah, but like it would be mutually assured destruction. They would just destroy each other because there's no
Would it
way in
though?
hell. Yeah, like I'm pretty confident of that. Because they could both just bombard each other from long range. Like they could, like the Enterprise. Not only does it have lasers, okay, for like more up close combat, but like I mean, you're talking about like again long range torpedoes and stuff like that, and they could saturate.
I'm not saying you're incorrect with that, Muffler. What I'm saying is,
Yeah,
one hit from a wave motion gun doesn't matter. Done.
yeah, I know you're right, but
they don't have that capability on the Enterprise.
Okay, from Picard's era, yes, they do, because those fucking torpedoes are insanely powerful. Okay,
Well, I agree.
But like from OG Star Trek, though, no, like they're not as powerful. Like same thing with other franchises, like other series, and like Enterprise itself is not as powerful. It's
I
low
still
tech,
think the
you know,
Yamato takes it because I feel like the Yamato was created to be a more powerful version of that. Like I think it was inspiration.
Creatively, they're like, yeah, let's amp this up. But
yeah, like that. Like I do think that the Yamato could take it, just because. Here's the thing: the crew of the Yamato, in my opinion, is a more well-oiled machine than the crew of the Enterprise.
Well, the reason why I was going to say that the Yamato would win in other situations would be because of the power of love, right? No, but no, like I agree with you. I think that the crew is really good. Like if you're talking about battle hardened, like after they get back from season 1, like and Okita is not dead, I'm going to give them the edge just from a commanding standpoint. But I don't know. I mean, like, I would say that it's maybe like in any other situation, I say that it's like a 60-40 or something like that, where maybe the Yamato wins. But like, I think you need to, I would back off saying it's a firm, always going to happen where the Yamato wins, though. I mean, it's going to be a fight.
Dude, so. don't like take that. That's not what I was saying. I'm not saying they always win. I'm just saying that I think that 60-40 sounds fair. I think they win 6 times out of 10. But I think there is those
because and the reason why I give them the edge is that they have so many like small arms artillery, and stuff like that they use in like their laser cannons, that maybe they could intercept the torpedo or something, right? But the Enterprise doesn't have.
The Yamato has fighters.
Well, not just fighters, but it also has specifically anti-torpedo guns attached to it that they use quite often. It is specifically built to defend against torpedoes as well.
And are we saying that this is just base Yamato, or is it Yamato with like Dessler involved? You know what I mean? Like, if you want to involve the other characters that end up like making the Yamato what it is,
we're not gonna include the wave transit gun because that was a one-time thing.
No, that was only used once. That's completely different.
Power of the damn Death Star on that bastard at that point.
Yeah, that's its own thing. That's only used one time, and they never wanted to use it again. So we won't.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't even pick it up.
Well, they couldn't use it again.
No, I know that, but I'm saying that's why I didn't even. Well, technically speaking, they could if they made another one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was basically the result of
the betrayal.
The betrayal, yeah. Like literally, they only had that one shot because the moment they used it, it would burn up all of that interference that caused that weapon to be so powerful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Either way, I just had those random questions because as I was watching this, I'm like, I mean, this ship's pretty ridiculously overpowered. To be fair,
it's pretty much the coolest fucking ship in anime, though.
Honestly, I love the design for this. More like, so much more than any other ship in this whole series. Like there isn't one that comes close.
No.
Looking as cool as this.
No,
I would agree.
Awesome.
And the only one that even like somewhat tries is the Ginga, but the Ginga has no offensive capability whatsoever.
No, the Ginga gets fucked up, doesn't it?
No, the Ginga gets dismantled for parts to repair the Yamato mid-battle.
That's what it is. Yeah.
The Ginga's defenses
awesome.
are like ridiculous, but it can't attack anything. Because that's the result of using the Cosmo Reverser as its core.
Yep.
Anyway, so to wrap it all up, as I'm starting to, finally sober up after all the alcohol I've had tonight. If anyone has anything else they want to add, now would be the time. But I'm going to start with this. Basically, this show beat my expectations by a country mile. It's just a really good space opera show. A lot of like classic heroism kind of stuff. It isn't overly laden with drama or anything. And of course, Yuki Mori is hot, and I would bend her over everything in the fucking ship. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I'm ready to bend.
Same here.
Right now.
All right, bro.
So anyone else got any closing words or anything?
I just want to thank Roland for recommending this, and I had fun. And yeah, so this is now moved into my third favorite anime of all time. And
I'm so happy to hear that.
What's your top two above it?
Naruto and Dragon Ball.
Yep, exactly that.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I know this guy. He only has 6 anime.
Fuck you.
Don't worry. I watched
Wait until he watches.
I watched 6 times the amount of anime you have in your life in a season.
Wait until he watches SAO.
I was going to say, is SAO on the list to do a Fictionology at some point?
It's not right now.
That may be my suggestion for it then, because you could watch like seasons 1 and 2, which that would be technically 48 episodes, but
that's what we should. I feel like that's what we should do. Just season 1 and 2, because Elysiation and Gun Gale are completely different.
Yeah, but I think
wait. No. It would be season 1 is SAO, and then Alfheim, and then season 2 is Gun Gale. So we should do that.
Okay, that's fine. Then that's just the first 12 of the second season, because the second season also has like Mother Rosario and also that other small
we'll
arc.
Discuss it.
No, we can do all of that.
We'll discuss this backstage, boys. We'll discuss this backstage as we figure out what we're going to do. November is an open slot. So to wrap up the show, thank you everyone who showed up. Lily, Arceus Rules, I appreciate you coming around. Marcel, Rolando Ramirez, Bigos Mets, and of course, thank you to my friends here who have joined the stream, who watched the show, put in the effort to making this whole thing possible, to roll in new. Let's turn the camera back on because
there we go.
Okay. To Roman, who has his own channel, you can subscribe to him over at RG Energy or at the Roller Roamcast. I do make my occasional appearances over there, and it's nothing but chaos and fuckery. And Muffler Tape, you don't have anything to fucking chill, do you?
Not yet. I'm still thinking about it though. Here pretty soon. We'll see how Tuesdays go here in the next couple months.
Start the channel.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right.
Yeah, so Lily said watch SAO.
With all that said, I will say if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. I'm trying to get at least 1,000 this year. I don't think I'm going to hit the 2,000 I was talking about earlier this year.
Get that 1,000.
Now let's get Crimson to 1,500.
Yo, Lily, give him a shout out. Give him a shout out on your
like the stream. Things that are going to be happening here soon. I'm going to continue working on my videos and stuff. I have a big essay I've been working on with Light Yagami as the big, like the center of that. Saturday, I go over seasonal anime. I do all my rankings and stuff like that. So if you're interested in hearing my opinion on some of that stuff, Saturday, 8 p.m. Central, that's when I do that. Otherwise, I release short videos reviewing singular seasonal anime. And of course, August Fictionology will be Neon Genesis Evangelion. So I'm about to
Depression
learn why.
Quest.
I'm
All
about
right,
to
Roman,
learn why everyone
watch it.
hates Shinji. I'm about to
Roman-
learn why everyone hates that bastard.
Roman, we have to watch. We have to make sure that we're on point.
I didn't sign up for August.
What?
You're not going to
Come
watch
on, dude.
Neon Genesis Evangelion. You know that Alex is going to beat your ass, right? That's his favorite anime.
Roman, let me tempt you into this. There is a Dami Mami in it.
Misato, bro. Misato.
He said-
Okay. You'll like it, bro. Okay, trust me on that. All right.
Roman, we can watch it on Patreon. I'll watch it with you.
Okay. That said, thank you all for tuning in. I do really appreciate it. Everyone involved makes this absolutely worth doing. Have a good
Pick up.